Times for some late night booze bags. We were in the middle of talking to computers and movies and shit. But let's introduce ourselves. I'm Maxwell Starr. You know, shit happens. I'm drinking the shit happens. What are you guys drinking?
I'm having a Fracture India Pale Ale of the Imperial variety by our good friends at Amsterdam.
Oh.
It's like basically a more strong bone shaker.
I'm having some 1229 Bock of the Doppel variety by Gateway City Brewing.
Ooh, Doppelbock. And Lee?
I'm having a Conniption Fit Golden Ale from Big Spruce.
Ooh, see, that sounds good too. Gateway City. I didn't get a chance to try anything from Gateway City though.
So anyway, were we talking about Baby Yoda meeting George Lucas for the first time?
Oh, I saw something about that.
What?
On the internets?
Yeah, you lower guys just aren't nerds enough.
Apparently.
Yeah, I don't really nerd out to fucking Star Wars.
The Mandalorian.
I know it's the fucking Mandalorian, Nick. I said I don't nerd out. I didn't say I'm fucking oblivious.
Okay, well, you just haven't seen, and that's why you don't care.
I like the Mandalorian more and more I think about it, and I like the Disney Star Wars movies less and less I think about them. But except for Rogue One, which is fantastic.
Rogue One is pretty good. You know what? Solo was a pretty good fun movie, just like a fun movie if you don't take it seriously.
Solo almost didn't feel like a Star Wars movie, and it almost made it kind of better in my opinion. I liked it.
Well, okay, I'll tell you the problem. The two major issues I had with Solo, and it was a good movie. I thought Solo was actually probably better than any of the new trilogy, because the new trilogy, the more you think about that, the more that trilogy absolutely sucks. And I'm going to say,
the more you think about the new trilogy, the more you want to punch a baby.
Well, and I'm going to say right now, the sequel trilogy is worse than George Lucas's prequel trilogy. I'm throwing that out there
I don't think I want to go that far.
I would go that far.
I don't know.
Because here's the thing. The prequel trilogy has one coherent story that George Lucas is telling you over the course of 3 movies. They may not be good movies, but at least he has a coherent story he's trying to tell you.
Yeah,
he tells you that story.
That's very true. There was a coherent story, but the story was stupid.
It's stupid, but at least it's a coherent story. At least it's not like one.
Revenge of the Sith was the only redeeming quality about the prequel trilogy. The fucking Attack of the Clones is one of the worst, boringest movies I've ever seen in a sci-fi
movie. I agree with you, but as part of a trilogy, it works better than Last Jedi.
I nearly fell asleep watching Attack.
Even like the more I think of Attack of the Clones, like when I watched the first time, I watched the Yoda lightsaber scene. I was like, oh my god, this is the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
That was
and now though, I look back and it's just like that's not Yoda. That just didn't work. Like Yoda jumping around like a fucking orangutan. It's no. And then the lightsaber fight. The lightsaber fight.
People?
Maybe the lightsaber fight between Anakin and fucking Christopher Lee. When they're doing that, like there's one scene where all it is like them standing there in like these weird like shot, like it's the stupidest fight scene ever put in a film. It's so bad. But
is it worse than The Last Jedi, where they literally could have cut out half that movie and it would have been just as good of a movie? Also,
I've honestly only seen The Last Jedi once, and I didn't hate it as much as some people do, but I didn't love it either. So
I mean, you probably could. There's probably a lot that could be accepted, and the thing is, with The Last Jedi, there's probably a lot there you could take out and make like a movie that makes this about as much sense. The last one, Rise of Skywalker, without giving out too many spoilers, is like 2 movies squished into one.
Has everyone seen Rise of Skywalker at this point?
Yeah, well, I have.
I haven't.
I don't care. You can spoil it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, spoil it. I already know like a bunch of shit that's ridiculous about it. So go ahead.
Well, but Nick is right though. They basically Rise of Skywalker. They should have said, you know what, we fucked up with Last Jedi. Rise of Skywalker is now 2 movies. We're making episode 9 and episode 10. You guys are going to give us all your money twice. We're going to make twice as much money off you, and we're going to tell a better coherent story. Rather than the worst part about Rise of Skywalker is it starts with, the Emperor Palpatine has sent out a message that he's returned. That message literally was sent out in Fortnite.
Well, no, the thing is the fucking like that. The fact that happened off screen, like no explanation, no Just that happened,
Yeah.
and we don't get to see it. Like, are you fucking kidding me? You're
You
just
know
gonna.
what? I like Palpatine. I think he's an awesome villain. I would have loved it if they actually had some coherent reason why he came back.
He fucking exploded in that like whatever fucking Vader threw him down at the end of the fucking other. Like, how did he come back from that?
The explanation is he's just back.
It's so dumb.
It's fine. He's fine. It's okay.
Palpatine's back. All right.
But that was the worst part. I'm just like, give me some cool. I don't care. Make it a stupid Star Wars reason. Make it be like fucking Watto had sex with Anakin's mother before Vader became, and the Force somehow connected his semen to Palpatine and created this cloning mechanism that when he dies, he created a new Palpatine that only rises every 40 years.
Oh, I want Greg to write the script for the prequel to that movie, like the in between for the two movies.
Yeah, I'm a Targaryen.
Constantly, all I'm talking about like Jedi's and Sith. They don't have.
They'd be like, see,
and then like it was such the theme in the prequel movies was all about how the Jedi don't have lovers or something, like they can't, like that's why the love between Padme and Anakin was, and all of a sudden you think about like, okay, somebody fucked Palpatine.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't a Jedi, you dummy.
Even that whole weird thing in the prequels, like how in the first movie, Anakin is a fucking like infant, and Natalie Portman's there, and she's obviously older, and then the next movie, and like so she's got to be like what, 20 years older than him?
No,
like,
he's 10, and she's supposed to be like 17, 18. So like, it's an age gap, but it's not a crazy age gap. Now, here's what I'm gonna throw out there: Palpatine is a pretty evil being. I don't think he's above rape. Let's just throw it out there.
when you know it, a series that's got these space knights who are all fucking virgins has this big fan base of fucking virgins out there. Wouldn't go figure.
Yeah, no, I mean that's kind of totally true. I mean, anyway, going back to my issue with Solo, I think the movie's unnecessary, like many movies, like the whole prequel trilogy, perhaps.
Rogue One was unnecessary.
No, fuck you.
Fuck you. Okay. Rogue One was awesome.
No.
It was awesome, but it was unnecessary. It didn't need to get made.
No, Redbeard.
You didn't need to get made.
Neither did you bastard.
Oh yeah, I did.
Oh.
No, here's the difference. Rogue One it seemed unnecessary, and then you watched it and you're like, this movie blows my mind, and this actually changes Star Wars for me. Whereas Solo, you decided
for the better too,
unnecessary, right? And then you agree with it. You're like, I don't really think this was necessary. Plus, I don't like it when the movies have it to tie-ins with the cartoons. And I've seen a lot of the cartoons, so I sort of know a little bit about the whole Darth Maul coming back. But if you've never seen,
I'll give you that. That was dumb.
Like,
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. That was dumb.
Clone Wars, and you really wouldn't know about why the fuck is Darth Maul here?
I mean, Revenge of the Sith, which I think is by far the best of the prequel trilogy. That movie basically relies that you had watched the cartoon Clone Wars, then you knew who General Grievous was, and you knew why he was.
Oh, the Samurai Jack Clone Wars. Those ones were awesome.
Because, they were, but that General Grievous was just a terrible, like
he was terrible.
An old coughing robot that made no sense at all. It was so dumb.
Grievous was designed to sell action figures. Like, hey,
yeah,
we got this robot. We got this robot with 4 lightsabers. You want to buy an action figure of him? Yes, you do.
I got news for you. The entire series was designed to sell action figures.
I mean, true.
Not wrong.
If you've got those OG still in the box fucking action figures from like back in the day, they are worth serious cash.
There was like a Robot Chicken skit about one of the toys that was like a barely known character, and they gave him his own movie or some shit.
There's like entire like episodes of Robot Chicken devoted to Star Wars. It's just like Family Guy did it. I think 3. They did their take on the first original trilogy.
Yeah,
it's been done to death. Like it's all it. Star Wars is one of those like world renowned kind of pop culture phenomenon type things that
they should remake them Ewok movies, yo.
Oh yeah.
I fucking a big fan of what's his fucking Warwick Davis, but can't stand Ewoks, man. Like
he was the
Ewok in Rise of Skywalker.
that was nicely. Did actually anybody here ever see? There was a show starring Warwick Davis as like a satirical kind of version of himself called Life's Too Short. It was like him and Ricky Gervais was in it.
Oh, I get the joke.
And
That's offensive.
he plays himself, but he's like he thinks that like because he was in Willow and stuff that like everyone should like he's like the A-list actor and everyone should like bow to him and shit. It's really really funny. There's one scene, I think it might have been Extras actually. It's like that show tied in with Ricky Gervais' show Extras, and there's a scene in that with Patrick Stewart that's just fucking hilarious.
I mean, when it comes to midget actors, he's one of the few that hasn't killed himself, so that's a thing.
Or died early.
The guy that killed himself is the only one I know of that killed himself. But
did Mini-Me kill himself, or did he just die?
Vernon Schroeder. Yeah, well, yeah, I think he did. Didn't he like drink himself to death or something? Like I don't know if it was ever publicly. I was subscribed to his YouTube channel.
Maybe
he was actually
a glass of beer and drown.
His YouTube channel was actually he was actually an entertaining little guy. He seemed like a pretty cool guy. It made me kind of sad when he died.
Yeah, he was. But a lot of these midget guys are just they're very depressed.
Well, I can see like if you're being all you're going to be typecast is like, you know, the little like what can they really?
I think it more has to do with having a really small wee wee, like smaller than small.
I feel like a lot of times they're not really proportioned like you'd think they'd be. So maybe that's not really that.
I mean, when I've watched midget porn with midget women, they sort of seem like their vaginas are regular size.
Oh, really? Okay.
I do make it a habit to watch a lot of midget porn.
Carrie, I want you to do a scientific analysis for me on the size of dwarf dicks, and get back to me on that one.
I'm down, man.
Give me all your hard data.
All right. With that in mind, hi Dan, how are you?
Speaking of a dwarf dick,
you beat me to that.
Oh, well played. Well played. Good evening.
Hey,
See,
Dan.
I imagine Dan is probably short but wide.
it's probably as thick as a beer can, man.
Yeah, like it's maybe like that, but like
a tall can.
He's like me, 3 inches long but 10 inches thick.
They don't.
On that note, I'm gonna go take the dog out. I'll be back.
All right.
Sounds like he's gonna go masturbate.
That's a euphemism.
Is that the new? Yeah, is that the new euphemism for masturbating? Is walking the dog?
I think that's actually always been a euphemism for masturbating. Hey guys, gotta go walk the dog. Be back in 30 seconds. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm having something from Brassiere Dunham.
Dunham.
It's a simple excite, and it's it looks like it's got like the brewers, I guess, but they're all like looking like they're from Spinal Tap.
Oh, nice.
So I don't know. It looked interesting, just the label alone, and I was like, all right, well, let's give this a shot. So and it looks like it's a collaboration too with Brasserie de Rank. I don't know. I don't know this Eastern shit, so.
I'm excited. I get a kitten tomorrow. Yay!
So you actually getting a kitten, or is it just staying at your place, or something?
Oh, okay. I'm assuming the whole joke you're trying to make is around me getting my dog from my mom. That was what you're kind of getting with that, right?
Well, no. I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Okay.
Where's the kitten fit into everything?
No, my mom is getting a kitten.
Yeah.
And she messaged me being like, "I heard you. I've been wanting to get another kitten for a little while."
Oh.
And she's like, "You know, like, do you want one?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she tomorrow is going to Sturgeon Falls, like half an hour to town to meet the lady to get the 2 kittens, mine and hers, and bring her to her place. And then tomorrow evening, when I'm done the stuff for my boss, I'm going to go and get my new cat.
So how's Oreo going to deal with that? Is he going to be okay with it?
Oreo, if anything, I'm again like my whole hope with this, because Oreo is unnecessarily afraid of my cat. Mukau wants to play with him, and he's just like terrified of her for no reason. She has no claws. She can't do fuck all to him, but he's scared of her. So I'm going to get a kitten, and hopefully she can like bond with both of them and like bridge the gap, maybe, or fucking something. I don't know. Because Mukau, I'm pretty sure will not be impressed for the first couple days.
Cat. You don't. Can't predict cats unless you like. Does Mukau have any experience of being around other cats?
Commodore, my cat that I had for a while.
Okay, so that's a good sign. Like it's not a cat that's been alone all, especially considering Moo Cow's been around Oreo for all this. It's not like been the only not been the only cat for so long.
And
So,
and well, it's funny because the one guy that was living in the back suite there for a while, he had 2 cats, and every now and then I'd like prop the door open and let like them kind of roam around here. And Moo Cow was not a fan of that at all. She would just like she'd like hide under my bed and just hiss. She'd just hide under my bed and just sit there going. It was quite funny actually, but new cat, it's living here. She'll get over it.
Well, yeah, it's not going to actually like get into fights because I remember one time I tried to bring out Samus out to my late fiance's brother's place, and he had a teenage cat at the time. And his cat didn't really get along with Samus at all, so we ended up having to take Samus back home. But it was just like depends on the cat.
Yeah.
Was Samus ever able to destroy the Metroids?
It definitely destroyed her litter box.
Wow, It takes after her father, apparently.
Sadly.
Jeez.
I miss my cat. Wish I could get
I miss my cat. We'll get one. I mean, you wish you could get one.
Nah.
Yeah, cats are easy. They're not a commitment like dogs. Cats are just like if you just
you pay,
give them
clean
the
its
most
litter box
minimal
once a week
amount of care, they won't die on you. Whereas dogs, you actually kind of have to look after, and kids even more so. I would not recommend kids.
No, it's living here.
I want to get one of those electronic litter boxes pretty badly. Those are fucking cool.
Those are cool. I used to have one of these litter boxes called Roll Away, and what it was is like they kind of had a rounded side with a tray.
My mom is buying one of those. My mom's buying one of those tomorrow.
They're slick. They're slick. Yeah. That's what I used to have for Samus. But you just roll it on its side, sifts through all the litter, and filters the poop chunks into a tray. You pull out. Don't let it go too long, otherwise the tray fills up, and then you have to open it up to.
Wait, that's your friend. It sifts into the litter.
Sift?
Or does it fuzz into the litter?
No.
Greg. What the fuck?
Or does it heist almighty the litter? Yeah, I'm totally taking this out of context.
Yep.
When don't you?
I do what I can. I do what I can for the little people.
Yeah, it's one of these things right here. Right? You sort of have this tray on the side, and you've rolled it over.
There you go. Go to Canadian Tire for all your cat shit needs.
Yep. Omega Paw. They're slick. I'd get another one.
Omega Paw by Nick.
I remember one time we let it go too long, and we ended up having to throw the entire litter box out.
Jesus Christ, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, I don't know, I guess. I forget exactly what the details was, but I remember having to stuff that whole thing into a garbage bag and throw it out at the curb. We bought another one. I think it was just too gross in there. I mean, we were cleaning it regularly.
Actually, I just had a thought. I'm getting a kitten. I need to get that City Kitty thing and train this thing to use the fucking toilet.
There you go.
Oh, God,
good luck with that.
That'd be cool.
No.
Yeah, that until the cat accidentally triggers the bidet.
Yeah.
No, I feel like that would be quite the cat. The cat could not grip that and turn that. I'm not afraid of that at all. But aside from that, man, no more cleaning litter box. That'd be awesome. That'd be the shit. That'd be the shit in my toilet.
Literally.
What do you do? Oh, you went to the bathroom. Oh, how nice. Now you're licking the water out of that. Why?
No, I've never had an issue with my animals. My animals have plenty of fresh water to drink that's not in the toilet.
So you guys enjoying? Well, I guess some of you might be enjoying a storm. Some of you may not be.
No storm yet until 6 in the morning, and then we're gonna get a whole 15 inches of snow. Sorry,
centimeters?
Yeah, centimeters, not inches. You're gonna get more. You're gonna get like 30 centimeters, aren't you, Redbeard?
We're supposed to get 15 to 25.
That's not bad, but don't worry, guys. I've got jackets that can handle it. Plus, I got my mom's Forester right now, so it's 4-wheel drive. It's much better than the Camaro in the snow.
All-wheel drive.
Yes, all-wheel drive with 4 wheels.
Yes. Hey, well, on the bright side over here, it's supposed to change temperature by about 30 degrees on Sunday. We're supposed to hit +2.
Gross.
That's gonna kill me.
If that somehow kills you, then I feel like there's something wrong with you.
It's called a migraine, a weather change migraine. It sucks.
Okay, again, if you get a migraine so bad that it kills you, there might be something wrong with you.
No, I get
Probably
migraines.
more like
I
cancer.
get migraines during weather
Yeah.
changes too, but it's not.
It might be a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
Okay,
Sorry, Greg.
These two chuckleheads would stop talking for a second.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
I also get those.
Who's your dad?
those
You
too.
want to see too.
Nick Redbeard gets social cues. Why don't you?
I've learned.
Anyways, my point being is I get those too. I don't get them. I usually get them fall to winter, not like winter to winter though.
Yeah, I fall to winter usually, but I mean, we also get the beautiful Chinooks here, so it kind of the pressure headaches really come on strong at times. I'm not looking forward to this weekend. My Advil supply is going to be very, very full.
You know what helps is go to your neighbor's front lawn and masturbate on it.
Squirt, squirt.
Trust me, it helps, and the cops can't arrest you for it because it's medical.
This is true. And actually, if it was my one that is selling their house, it might bring down the value a bit, but it might also bring it up because my sperm is all over it again.
Well, I'm pretty sure Lee is just tossing dog poop into his neighbor's yard at this point. So. And I think Redbeard does that too. So.
No, mine goes over the fence into the forest. There's nobody living there. If anything, I'm giving the nutrients back to the soil or some shit. I don't fucking know.
Jesus.
Never been a problem. It's all good. It's convenient and it's just it works.
I just don't. Yeah, just don't. Yeah, the wolves are smelling the dog shit. They find that it's going to be a little bit
Like
extra.
dog shit to me.
Yes.
That would involve like there are no wolves in like the heart of the city here. Like I'm not sure how.
Well, hold up. Heart of the city? There's an actual city there? Nah, come on now.
Oh, funny joke. Never heard before. Oh. God,
Part of the city, that's the spot where there's only like 20 trees instead of like.
Yeah, that's right.
I blinked. What happened? Oh, you missed it.
I've never been to North Bay, but I've been to Bracebridge, and it was a waterfall surrounded by a couple stores, and that's pretty much the city. So I don't know. I just assume North Bay is like that, but colder.
Bracebridge is a lot smaller. North Bay.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, he's saying
city.
Bracebridge is a microcosm of your much larger barren wasteland that you live in.
Oh, okay, then. Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're all learning about each other's culture nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Others' culture. Ugh,
Well, ish.
it's like
Shit learning? I'm out.
no. Yeah.
Learn with us, Daniel.
No.
Play with us, Danny.
Danny, here's all my period blood coming out of the elevator. All for you.
Forever and ever and ever.
I want to see that Dr. Sleep movie. I'll be honest, it doesn't look very good from the trailer, but
It's good.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I enjoyed it.
I kind of want to see it. I kind of want to sit down and actually
Just don't go in expecting a sequel to Kubrick's The Shining. You'll be fine.
I don't necessarily want that because I know it's a different tone than Stephen King's book, but to me it looked like a completely different plot. Like it was really focusing on the psychic link, and I'm like that seems to not make sense. But
I think it's good. It's
a big part of the book, but not the movie.
Yeah, that's the thing. This is a direct adaptation to Stephen King's sequel to The Shining in book form, and it just basically uses like a lot of the imagery and stuff of Kubrick's The Shining in it. So it's a weird amalgamation of the two things.
Yeah, it's like the story of the book, but the visual effects of The Shining. Like I don't think Jack Nicholson's in it, but it's like somebody that kind of looks like Jack Nicholson.
They have actors recast playing the parts for like flashback scenes and stuff like that. And, yeah, that's actually pretty well done. Especially the guy they get to play Dick Halloran. He's fucking amazing. Like
The black guy, right?
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, the groundskeeper or whatever his name was.
Yeah, who isn't dead in this movie, from what I understand. But
he dies later on, but he didn't die in the original Shining book, and he dies years later. But he's a mentor to Danny as he's growing up, kind of thing.
Yeah. Whereas in The Shining, he just dies real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I gotta watch it. I'm sure I can pick it up on a torrent or something at this point.
It's like, oh, here I am hanging out in my cool pad with my picture of a naked black chick with big titties and an afro.
Yeah.
And oh no, this little white kid needs me to come back and save his ass, and then I show up and I get an axe in the back right away.
Well, the worst part of that movie is like it took him like 2 days to get back there. He's like, I'm here to save you.
What was his name? Scatman Crothers was the original.
Scatman Crothers, yeah.
It's like literally the only purpose that man had to exist is to bring back another one of those snowcats because Jack Nicholson destroyed the first one. Other than that,
it's also a neat little kind of. It's just a neat little like slap in the face of the viewer. It's like, oh, he's gonna come back. He's gonna help. He's gonna save him. It's like Kubrick's like, no, fuck you.
Yeah,
it's hopeless.
Well, if I recall correctly, I mean Kubrick's adaptation was awesome, but I mean,
oh yeah,
Stephen King hated it. If I recall correctly,
Stephen King, because it took out all the took out most of like the alcoholism thing, and Stephen King was writing that book after he basically recovered from alcoholism, so it was like him getting rid of a lot of his own personal demons. So I guess he kind of took personal offense to the fact that Kubrick was like, I don't give a fuck about your life, dude. I'm gonna make a fucking horror movie out of this that's good.
Stephen King always makes me laugh because he was like, he was negative about a few of his movies, if I'm correct, and then he came out and he was like, I'm going to write my own, and it's like you watch the trailer, and he's like, I'm really going to scare you now. And that was Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah,
it was
I'm going to
so
scare the hell out of you.
Yeah. So bad.
No,
the fucking Green Goblin transport.
Yeah.
When he did Maximum Overdrive, he was like highly into cocaine.
I believe it. I believe it.
Which kind of translates to the screen.
Stephen King was into cocaine?
Oh, yeah. He was into a lot of shit, dude.
Shocking.
No wonder he was like into Maximum Overdrive.
But now you pay him enough money, he'll say good things about any adaptation that you make. He's like, this new adaptation of this story I wrote is the best I've ever seen. And
I honestly really hope, like sometime in my life, that Netflix or somebody or HBO, whatever, buys the rights and does a really, really well done, accurate representation in like show form, because you can't do it in movies, of the fucking Dark Tower series. Because the movie they made with Idris Elba, whatever, was if you've read and watched the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, that's a pretty big abomination. The fucking Dark Tower movie makes that one look like the best adaptation to a book like ever. Like the Dark Tower was so bad.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah, I've heard it wasn't good. Didn't they like cancel the rest of the movies or something?
Yeah, because it didn't do well at all.
It was supposed to be like it was supposed to be a continuation after the fucking books, which is just the dumbest thing. So we're just gonna assume everyone's read the books? No. It's so bad.
It wasn't really a continuation of the books.
And just like I don't care. Like Idris Elba, great actor and everything, but role in those books, the way he's described with those books, he's like Clint Eastwood. He's not. I don't know. Is he just in my books I have, they're illustrated too, and that he's always been drawn, depicted, thought of, known as a white dude. And just to have them, it just seemed that's what's like in everybody's ingrained in their mind, and then to have it be it. I don't know. Idris Elba's a great actor, just not in that role.
I mean,
for me.
to be fair, that's a bit of a cultural thing. It's like we got to subvert expectations. Like the big thing was that in the new the Harry Potter play that came out with the sequel, it's like the sequel to the play, to the movies or whatever. And Hermione was black, and it was like, oh well, we always envisioned that Hermione could be any color she wanted. It's like, no, she was a white chick. She was played by Emma Watson. Like,
there's a fucking hilarious video by Gus Johnson. I don't know if you guys have seen him, and he did like this thing, and it's like J.K. Rowling these days, and he's just like wearing a wig, pretending to be here. And he's talking to his friend, and he's like, did you know this and this and this, and just changing all this stupid shit? Because like, did you see the Twitter post where she's like, back in the day, wizards would just crap on the floors and they'd use magic to make it go away. Like, yeah, like so many. Like she's fucked in the head, that lady.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Excrementiano.
like retro.
My
she
my
made
favorite
Dumbledore gay and stuff like that.
Expelliarmus.
my favorite version of Hermione is when Lindsay Lohan played her in SNL. Back when Lindsay Lohan was still hot.
Mm.
The whole joke was centered around the fact that she came back from like fall break and she had like big titties and curves and
Oh, I
stuff.
remember seeing that.
Yeah, tits are fun.
Oh, here we go, right here. It's like it's a 1 minute and 40-second long video. Nick, you should fucking screen share this. Let me just
Share it to me.
yeah, I'm just gonna copy the goddamn link here really quick.
Tits are like Dan. They're fun.
Copy. Putting in this side chat thing.
Tits are like Dan. They're funner when they're a bit bigger.
There you go.
Wow.
What?
Okay, let me see that link here.
You guys keep your flirtations off this fucking
Give her a beer.
public chat, dude.
I thought you were gonna watch this, Redbeard.
Oh, I'm still listening. I'll stick here for 1 minute though.
All right, so let's see this thing.
This better be good.
Go get my channel banned.
Better be fantastic, Nick, or we'll sue you.
There's a pencil,
watch
right?
this
So long as a
masterclass
pencil or a piece of paper would come in handy, and I'm going to write some dialogue.
No.
Wow, that's not funny at all.
You read my book?
Yeah, why?
What the fuck is
Hey,
this
you know
shit?
Hagrid?
Yeah.
He's actually transgender.
What?
Yeah, he used to go by Hagrid, but now he's transgender.
Okay.
Hermione's in a wheelchair.
What are you saying?
Hermione Granger? Yeah, she was actually in a wheelchair the whole time.
No, she wasn't. I remember multiple scenes where she was running around and you never mentioned a wheelchair once.
Well, I just forgot to write it down, but I meant it in my heart.
How could you forget a detail like that?
Hey, don't blame me. Do you even know how many things I had to remember for those books? Like you know how many spells I had to write? Like so many. I can't remember everything.
I don't know.
Ron was actually black.
You said he had red hair.
Harry Potter had Down syndrome.
What? What does that even mean?
Professor Snape was a single mother.
All right, stop. Why are you doing this?
Doing what?
Listen, it would be fine if the characters were like this originally, but it seems like you're changing them after the fact so you could seem more inclusive and get good press.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'll stop.
Okay. Thank you.
Wait, just one more thing.
What is it?
Guess which character is actually gay?
What?
I said, guess which character is actually gay?
I don't know.
All of them.
There we go. They're all gay.
I was gonna say Dumbledore because we already knew that.
I feel
Yeah.
differently now after watching that.
You feel more complete now.
No, I feel like a missing pieces, like they fell off or they ran away.
Like that.
Yeah, that guy makes some fucking funny, ridiculous content. I like it. Like he's the one I'm sure I talked about the bear suit, the Troy Herchubes thing, the guy from North Bay that made the bear suit thing. He did a whole video on that. It's fucking hilarious. But yeah.
Was this for a furry convention?
No, the guy was making a bear proof suit. He wanted to make a suit that you could walk around and it was just like the most ridiculous. You could barely walk in the thing. It was like he came up with a couple interesting things throughout the process of it. He invented some stuff like this one material. I think NASA actually uses it. It's this like it's like you can have like a piece of it that's like a centimeter thick of whatever this material is, and like use a blowtorch on one side of it and touch the other side, doesn't get hot. It's like a super impressive heat type.
I'm happy to know if any astronauts encounter space bears, they'll be fine.
Hey, you know, if you've seen this new season of Rick and Morty, right? You know, everything's in space. Everything's in space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's everything. Snakes with jazz.
That was so fucking stupid but funny. I loved it. Yeah, you're not gonna get it, Nick. How did that loop?
It's as terrible as our jazz. It's good. Me, Nick. I'm getting tired of your fucking complacency and the fact that you just don't care anymore.
I don't.
I know you don't. That's what I'm saying. I'm getting tired of it.
You're pretending that I should or something. I thought you didn't care.
Yeah, you should. You should. You're the host. You're supposed to give a fuck. You bring everybody into this hangout. You bring poor Dan into this hangout, and he's expecting a host who gives a shit about what's going on. And now he's sitting here like
I kind of have this anticipation.
roast motherfucker.
Know by now that I kind of just sort of like to sit here and let people talk and then jump in. It's what I do.
I'm nice. I'm nice and warm. I'm not freezing my ass off. I'm here drinking beer and listening to you guys chat. Give me a few minutes.
Hear how upset Dan is right now.
I am so upset. So fucking upset.
This is the time to really show us how sexton your jacket is. Out you go, mister.
No, I've already been taking that fucker out all week long.
Greg's like talking sexy jacket talk to everybody now. Like, okay, go, mister. Get out there in that storm.
Get out there. No.
Yeah, pull that hood up.
Dan, I want you to do that zipper up really slowly.
Really? Mm-hmm. I even have a sweater underneath so I can double zipper.
You got a hoodie under there too? Put that under your jacket hood. Yeah.
Does it have a double zipper? so you can zip it up or down?
Yes, it does actually.
Oh,
is that jacket waterproof? If you fall through a fucking iced over lake, will you be all right? Oh yeah. Tell me how long you can survive in a pool of water in sub-zero temperatures.
Actually, I'm not. Greg probably doesn't have one of a floater jacket, like a snow machine jacket. That's probably one of the styles you definitely don't have.
A what? A what? What?
A floater jacket, something you'd wear if you were driving a snow machine or something and fell through the water. It's got like a life preserver basically built in.
No, I don't have one of those. I don't go over lakes.
Hey man,
his balls are as his flotation devices.
I have waterproof jackets.
Are they waterproof or water resistant?
No, they're waterproof. They're Gore-Tex, motherfucker.
I have a Gore-Tex. It was like $300 goddamn. It's by far and away the most expensive. I think the most expensive piece of clothing I've ever bought.
You need to wear that. You'll be turning Greg on really, really bad.
I was gonna say I wish my jackets cost $300.
It's my springtime, fall time, rainy weather jacket or camping jacket. Yeah. It was on sale. It's supposed to be like I think around $5. It was a really good deal, so that's why I bought it. Otherwise, yeah, I wouldn't spend. That was the summer when my apartment here was being built, and I was living at my mom's house. So I just had like all the money that I was making was just like money I could spend on whatever. So my whole goal was to spend a year at my mom's and save a bunch of money, and I spent a year at my mom's and
you bought Gore-Tex jackets.
Fucking went to the bar like every goddamn night, and fucking such a dumb year.
Oh, I don't think I spent more than like $60 on a jacket in my life.
I don't think I've spent that little, but I want to say the average price I spent on a jacket's been probably around $150 to $200.
Every jacket I've ever owned has lasted me more than 10 years.
Nice. The two jackets I currently wear most are my two leather jackets that were randomly given to me for Christmas, like several years apart, by my stepmom. Like my dad passed away a while ago, but my stepmom still kind of keep in touch and stuff. And the jackets I wore the most often are the ones she gave me. Funny enough.
See, maybe I'm rough on jackets because I used to buy $60, $80 jackets all the time. Usually from Walmart or something like that, and they lasted me a year, maybe 2 years, and they basically fell apart.
Wow.
So you really ride those jackets hard, don't you?
I do ride them hard.
I feel like the whole Walmart thing might be like you can get a cheaper jacket from like Mark's Work Warehouse or something that probably last longer than a cheap jacket from Walmart.
Maybe listen, I'm not saying you can't buy cheap jackets that are good quality. I'm just saying my experience, they haven't lasted me very long.
I used to have Storm Tech jackets. They last a while, but even them will only last 4 or 5 years.
I mean, let's be honest. I'm an Arc'teryx whore. I really like that brand. So.
Yeah, well, not everybody can afford to spend $400 or $500 on a single jacket or more. And that's probably a very low number for what Arc'teryx. How much is a good winter jacket from Arc'teryx?
Depends what you mean by good winter jacket.
Oh,
see, here's the thing.
Okay, we'll say between 0.5 and 0.75 sexton. Yeah.
Point five. What? 0.5, 0.7. What?
Well, most people who are gonna get a winter jacket don't need full sexton quality, right? I'm just saying, like half sexton to 3/4 sexton. What would be the
I'll
best
be the first one to
jacket?
tell you if you don't but if you actually don't want to buy their higher end stuff and you're actually not using it actively, buy fucking Eddie Bauer or something. It's a much better value for the money, like in terms of warmth. I like Arc'teryx because of the fit. I like the design. I generally like the style of it.
Yeah, the tapered look is not something that I'd probably find very comfortable.
A Thorsten Parka men's is only $1,000.
Oh my god!
I used to actually have. Sorry, go ahead, Greg.
Well, that's the thing. I was rocking my series parka today, and that I didn't pay this much for it, but at full price is $1,000. I paid I think $800 for it, but I mean, their shit's expensive. It is what it is.
When I was a kid, my dad bought me for Christmas one year. Do you remember the? I don't think they even really exist anymore. It was a shoe company called Brooks.
Oh, I remember them.
Yeah,
you used to buy them at Zellers or some shit.
I had this. This was they were bigger than Zellers back in the day.
Legitimate running shoe brand.
But like I had this jacket. It was one of those like 2-in-1s where like you could take the outer shell off, became like this nice spring jacket, then put the whole thing on, and I had the spring layer on one time at school. I was like maybe 13, 14 years old, and I was out for recess. I left it on the bench outside. Went back to get it like the next recess. I realized I forgot it. It was gone. So I lost the inside layer to this jacket. And my great aunt was the fucking janitor at this school. And she would hang out with my grandma. And my grandma told me the story of her coming over to visit one time and my grandma being like, that looks a lot like the coat that Carrie lost. And she was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I know. And it's like, so yeah, my great aunt 100% stole my fucking jacket when I was a kid.
Wow.
Yeah. Like
teaches you for leaving it outside.
Steal it back. Just like zip it up into the inside of your jacket and then walk out of the house saying, "Bye, motherfucker."
Well, I never went to her house, and like I never was really around when she was at my grandma's place. But no, my great aunt.
Oh,
I was never around my grandma's place, so my great aunt came to visit, and I never went to visit my great aunt ever. My cousin and I used to raid her apple tree when she wasn't around, but that was it.
See, personally, I'm not a big fan of jackets that have the insulation that zips out.
Like nowadays, you can get like way better type shit, but this was like many years ago. This was like, I think at least a $250 jacket back in the day. Like this was like I was like the cool kid kind of when I came to school with the jacket on.
Arc'teryx makes one jacket that has a zip out liner. It's actually not even zip out; it's a button up liner. Which I don't like it. I've tried it on. I'm not a fan. Costs fucking $2,400.
That's a great deal.
That's something,
Jesus.
yeah. No, it's full Gore-Tex Pro 850 down. I mean, it's really good quality shit, but I mean, I don't like the design of it personally.
I thought I heard a cat in the background for a second. That was weird.
You did.
Not for me.
Oh, was that Dan? The cat? Okay, yeah, there's a cat there. I see a cat. I saw a tail.
Yep.
I'm getting one of those tomorrow.
Stepping on its
Yay!
neck.
I wish I could.
Jesus.
Say what?
That was
I'm
horrible.
going up to Niagara on Monday to get my pussy shaved.
Oh,
Well then, I'm going out tomorrow to get moonshine.
oh, you're mooning who?
Apparently,
Isn't your cat still like shaved, Greg? Is like you doing it like you do it regularly? I guess is that what you're saying?
No, so this is my mom's big orange Maine Coon. He's a big fucker, and he's getting shaved. Now he's a quick one because he's relatively friendly, and my cousin can do him while he's awake. Whereas my Persian, my mom's Persian, they're both fucking psychotic, and if my cousin tries to do them awake, they will put her in the hospital, which they've actually done before.
That's great. I want to say like, at some point next time you grab a beer or something, grab this. I want to see this. It's a big Maine Coon cat.
He's fairly big. He's about 15, 16 pounds. He's not as big as our black cat who's 20 plus. He's lost weight, so he's a little small.
Okay, because I've seen like some Maine Coons are fucking massive. I'd love to have a cat.
If I see him, I'll grab him. He's not like I've seen huge Maine Coons. He's not crazy big, but he's a good size.
My buddy Chris, actually, that I haven't seen in a while, he had a big cat named, can't remember, but it was a giant black, I think it was a Maine Coon mix, because it was a fucking massive cat. but really friendly. It was cool. I always thought it'd be awesome to find like a baby puma or something and raise it and have like a puma mountain lion as a pet.
A baby puma. Have you
But
seen?
you know, like look up like there are cases of like like animals getting abandoned, whatever, and they're raised by humans. Their pumas can be decent house pets.
Well, there's like I think there was one tale of like a mountain lion or a cougar or something that it was a dwarf cougar or something that they found, and they managed to tame it, and it actually
sometimes there will be
as a house pet.
Yeah, some of them will be like any animal.
Thing.
Sorry, Nick. Sorry.
Well, yeah, I'm just trying to finish what I'm fucking saying here.
I know, but you keep stopping, and then I'm like, okay.
I know, because I'm like that. I had to stop and process for a second.
That's why I apologize, and I'm like, go ahead. Go ahead.
See, you're doing it again.
Fuck yourself. I'm saying sorry, go ahead, you goddamn bastard.
You're saying sorry, go ahead while I'm already trying to go ahead.
There's our big Maine Coon, you motherfuckers.
That's a dog.
Oh. Okay, well, I got my pussy's confused then. I was literally trying to lift her, and I realized I can't fucking lift her because she's too fucking big now. Also, I'm a pussy, and I can't lift anymore.
You even lift, bro.
I cannot fucking lift, bro, because I have fucking tennis elbows in both my arms. I'm going to work out for 3 months.
Oh,
we're real sorry, Ewart.
Real sorry for that, Ewart.
Hey, listen, I've already established I'm a pussy. You don't have to freaking rub it in. Although if you are
Sorry,
rub pussy in
Ewart.
my face, that's okay.
It's all right, Ewart. You've done more manual labor than all of us combined, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I've done more manual labor than you than Redbeard. My manual labor is quality. It's not quantity.
Yeah. Sorry.
that
I do a lot of labor that's sometimes pretty dirty. Oh, that's not as good as yours. I'm sorry.
Oh well, I gotta watch my kids go to swimming lessons, eh? That's like really hard, because I gotta drink a beer and watch my kid swim, and then I gotta pretend I love my kid when he doesn't win.
And then I gotta go play golf and just think about my inevitable death.
Nice.
Damn.
Listen, you know what? If Yuri was here to defend himself, that'd be one thing. But on the other hand, fuck Yuri. Oh well, not the Maine Coon, but here's our black cat. Now he's a bit older, so he's lost weight. He used to be 24 pounds. He's probably around 18, 19 right now because he's gotten older and lost a bit. But he's a big fella.
He's not even. He looks like he's like not even alive, right? He's not even moving. He's I'm good. Whatever.
Well, he's 16 years old, so he's getting close to death.
That's awesome.
Oh.
My friend growing up had a cat that was I think 21 years old. And like I went to their place and met her parents, whatever, and it was like a friend. Went out of town to pick up, blah, blah, blah. Met this cat, and I walk in the house, and I'm like, oh, a cat. Like instantly want to go pet the cat. It was like laying in this little basket. And I pet the cat, and the sound it made was like, the sound a cat makes when it like wants to fucking just murder your fucking face. Like, and I'm like, whoa. And then her parents are like, oh, no, it's fine. That's just how the cat meows. So it's making this sound like it sounds like it's fucking in pain or something, but it's like having a good time, purring and stuff. It was hilarious. The super, super old cat. My cat with diabetes lived till it was like I think Commodore was 17 when he passed away.
Well, that's pretty good. Well, this guy at 16, the oldest cat I've ever had was 16, and this guy's 16 and he is perfectly healthy. But my experience with cats is they're perfectly healthy and then suddenly they're not, and then they die in a week. So we'll see how this guy goes.
Yeah, like for me, it was like I've Commodore his whole life as a kitten to like adulthood. Basically, he was given like cat chow and just basically McDonald's for cats as far as nutrition goes. So that's how the diabetes came along. And I always just like made sure I gave him like full of food all the time. Just made sure always food. So he just ate all the time. Whereas now with like Moo Cow, she gets like a specific amount every day of good food, and she's like I will not let another of one of my animals get diabetes because that was like 7 years of twice a day with the needle and like I love my cat and I'm glad I was able to give him that extra bit of life, but I don't ever want to have to do that for another animal. Like we talked before, a cat is supposed to be like the low maintenance, like not a dog. Like you get a cat, you can like fill up the food dish, fill the water, go away for the weekend, come back, your cat's fine. Commodore? No, I had to like call my mom or somebody, can you take care of my cat because I'm going away because I can't just not give him his shots. It was, yeah. It's the most docile. Are those like are his claws out? Is that what I'm seeing?
Yep.
Those are fucking.
He wants to show you he means business.
Oh, yeah. those are scary looking. Actually, I'm happy about that too. My new kitten is not getting declawed. I will never have another cat that gets declawed.
No, declawing is actually a very cruel process. They actually cut their toes off.
It's like snip to cut. Yeah, it's not. There's apparently some laser process that's a bit less bad, but I'm not gonna
It's, you know what? You have a fucking cat. Deal with the goddamn claws. Like,
no, but again,
don't get a cat. Like,
it's not hard to train a cat to scratch a specific thing, and like don't scratch the furniture. Yeah. Scratch this thing over here.
Never scratched furniture. She was a good cat for scratching shit.
My one roommate, her cat was like my chair in my living room. Luckily, it's like kind of in the corner. Like here, I can kind of show you. It's like right here, this side of the chair, this corner of it was kind of destroyed by my roommate, but the couch kind of hides it, so it works out. But yeah, her cat, I got to the point where I was like, I wanted to research how to make some kind of like electrical mesh fence to put on my fucking front of my shit. So when the cat tried to do something, it would just get the shock of its life.
Wow. Were you saying your cat never scratched furniture, Nick?
Well, yeah. I mean,
you know why that was. You know why that was, right? Because your cat was really smart and didn't want to touch any furniture that you had touched previously.
Yeah,
I feel like as a kitten, it probably scratched a little something, but you just like where you're like you grab it and you're like, no, scratch this.
Samus was a year and a half old when I got her.
There you go too.
Nick viciously beat the cat, so it didn't scratch anymore.
My cat I had before, Atari was her name, and she, I had like this wooden shelf thing, and anytime she'd go to scratch my shit, I'd grab her and take her paws and go like this, and I was at this wooden shelf. I still have it to this day, and she like just scratched this one part of this wooden shelf, and there's like an indentation in it where you can see where she'd always scratch. Pretty cool.
Oh, so she's like the 5200 with the wood paneling on the fucking console.
I had a cat named Commodore, and I was like, I got this one. I was like, I have to go keep the theme going. I called it Atari.
Coleco.
Well, it wasn't.
Call it Tandy.
Yeah, you know what? My new cat.
Call it Tandy. If it's a female cat, call it Tandy.
It's a male. It's a male, but Tandy could work for a male. Why not?
Coleco.
No.
Sega.
I would never call anything Sega. And that's what it's something I hated. I might call Sega.
Call it in television.
Pong.
Tandy's the one I think I like best so far. I don't mind Tandy. Tandy sounds kind of interesting. I like that.
B-17 Bomber.
Nintendo.
Well, growing up, most of our animals, were named after like Warner Brothers cartoons.
Here's the Maine Coon.
That's a pretty large cat.
He's skittish as fuck. He does not like being picked up.
It's like a goddamn bobcat.
You can tell by how.
He's a big fella. But he's also pretty hairy right now. He needs to get his ass shaved because he got poop in his fur.
Ew.
Nice.
I'm glad you're
fella.
I feel like you could just kind of take care of that with some scissors and not have to get the whole cat shaved.
Nah, we get the cat shaved because we're like everything. We're more complicated people.
Hey.
Yeah, no, getting the shaving done is much better overall in the long run.
I do need to take my dog downstairs and give him once over because he's getting fucking outrageously just like its hair's fucking everywhere. I brush him every day, but it's still just ridiculous. I don't understand how people have Shih Tzus and let their hair grow to like they walk around. You know what I mean? Like Shih Tzus, where it's like their fur's the same length of dragging on the ground, basically, because it's so long. I can't even imagine the upkeep on that shit. Like Christ.
All right, I'll be back in a bit. Unfortunately, I've got to go do some shit.
Take a shit.
Ooh, you rhymed. Rapper Dan. Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah,
back in a bit after do some shit. gonna go and suck my wife's tit. I don't know, sorry.
Whoa.
Maybe.
Racy.
Why not? Maybe.
I will not divulge if I am or not.
Yeah, that means it's a yes.
Maybe.
Maybe.
All right, we'll see you guys in a bit.
Have fun getting your dick wet.
I will. I mean, maybe.
Holy shit.
And Greg's over here. What?
Excuse me, what? Dan's out proving the difference between West and East Coast.
Yeah,
What's the difference?
One of them's a liar.
I always sort of thought Dan's wife might have a penis. I mean, I'm just.
Whoa.
What the
That's real
fuck?
classy.
I don't know his wife, but Dan just seems like the kind of person that would like something a little extra.
Come on, are you 12?
It's a hand job with the finger up the bum.
Lee, mentally, you know the answer to that question.
Yeah. That's
Wow,
nice.
Mike. Hold on, I wonder if I can capture this on camera.
What are you trying to do?
So, my big cat is eating while the little cat is smelling his ass, and the dog is just looking on, being like, "Hey, what's going on here?"
It's like, do I get seconds?
Did you ever notice? Like, I don't know what it is. Like, Mike, it was only Commodore, the guy cat, used to sniff. Like, even Oreo does it too. Guy animals seem to have a thing about sniffing girl animals. Like, or Commodore would get up in there, and when he's look back at you, he'd have this look as if he's like high as a fucking kite or something. It's the funniest thing. It's just like Oreo, the same thing. Oreo do it, come and like
Is this where you admit that you started sniffing your animals' asses to see if you get high?
I would no. Oh, there's a South Park episode where they're like huffing cat pee or something. That was a funny episode.
You didn't try that, did you?
No, fuck no.
Okay.
Oh God.
Sometimes I worry about you, Carrie.
You don't have to. Weed. That's all I got. I'm not
worried about your well-being. I'm just kind of worried about how your reputation affects our reputation. Like if it came out that you're a cat piss puffer or whatever the fuck, I think it would negatively affect people, especially Nick. Nick's an upstanding citizen, and he doesn't need any cat pee huffers on his fucking chats.
No, I've got nothing really that.
Okay.
Nothing that demeaning, incriminating that could really, I got no Chris Peters, no Dr. Dave, no other people in that kind of circle type.
That's good.
Ron Terrio, their tendencies and weirdness. And I know I'd be a pretty fucking weird guy, but I like to think I'm pretty average overall.
So I was flipping. Sorry, go ahead.
I personally don't care because I don't. My reputation on your team is terrible. Like I'm just a well-known piece of shit troll who just aggravates people and starts feuds. But I mean, you can't be besmirching Nick here.
No, I never would.
And then the way Greg is kind of attached at Nick's hip at this point, it's like it would. I feel like it would negatively affect Greg as well. So I don't want to see that happen.
Yeah,
Greg and his wife are two of my favorite people in the goddamn world, and I would never do anything to purposely.
I feel I'm like too close to Nick's hip
replacement.
I'm like a hipster.
Anyway, I was flipping through my Facebook memories thing, and I found like pictures of my video game collection from 9 years ago.
Nerd.
Wow, you can smell the virginity on that thing.
Yeah, I was getting laid regularly.
It's the complete opposite of that Gwyneth Paltrow candle.
There's Atari's, TurboGrafx, Dreamcast, Sega Genesis, Sega Saturn.
Were they all hooked up at the same time with like switches and shit?
They were all hooked up with switches, yes.
Oh my god.
That's
television, ColecoVision.
Yeah, and television, bitch.
PlayStation
worst controller ever designed.
Super NES, N64, Nintendo Wii, Xbox 360, PS3.
Is that your VCR just randomly underneath those ones?
Yeah, and
nice.
I think I still have.
How did your place not catch on fire?
Yeah, how many fucking like power bar? Well, I guess they wouldn't all be running. There was
two.
So
well, they wouldn't be on at the same time, no. But they all had their power adapters. So I could flip a switch, set it to whatever channel, and then play, and then press, and then
VGA switch or whatever thing.
I just hit a switch, hit the right input on the television, and then hit start.
I used to have like my VCR. I had was the only reason I had this VCR. I never used it for recording or anything, but it had like I think 4 video inputs on it, and I used that for like my whole hub for my video games and stuff.
Rob the Robot.
Yeah. I don't have all this anymore. I got rid of
cannot
it.
believe you sold Rob the Robot because we made fun of you that one time.
No, I sold it because it was worth over $100. I'm like, hey, I get $100 for this.
You sold all this to
I
Awkward
would-
Victoria, did you?
Yeah,
would-
no,
I'd
some
happily keep my
local
Rob
guy
the
I know.
Robot for $100.
I sold the TurboGrafx 16. I don't have the Sega anymore, the Sega Saturn anymore. I don't have the Sega Master System, and I got rid of the CD unit. I still have the Genesis and the 32X. What
Wow.
else do I not have
Oh,
anymore?
thank God you got 32X.
Yeah.
I don't have I sold the
long-lived
Intellivision.
console.
I don't have the Intellivision. I still have the Coleco somewhere.
I have a
Yeah.
PlayStation 1 somewhere. It's
Yeah.
fun. It has like my cool lid
I
switch.
still have all that.
Mine has a fancy lid sensor switch that my
I
buddy
don't have-
soldered into it.
I don't have the PSP anymore.
My brother
Or
has
the-
a
or the
PlayStation
DS.
Mini. The re-release
Oh,
of
the new
the
one?
and this was before like this mini craze. It was just like the miniature version of a PlayStation 1 where you could still put the discs in. And
Wasn't that
Yeah.
wasn't that the one they called the
There's one
PS1?
sitting right. I got the one a PS1, and I got one
Yeah.
sitting right there.
Mhm.
Mine was
I
the
still
OG
have it, but
original
the
one.
spindle in it is busted.
I had a thing, I can't remember what it was called, but it was like a Game Genie type thing that plugged into the back of it. And you could like enter codes and it would do the same thing as a Game Genie.
Game Shark. Is that it?
I think that might have been it. And then I had like my buddy, like I was saying, he soldered this switch into it for me. So there's a toggle switch on the top of my PlayStation to tell it whether or not the lid was open or closed. Because that was how I played all my burned games, was you'd tell it the lid was closed, but then open the lid, put in the demo CD was always the best thing to do. Put the demo CD in, it would spin up, and it would stop. You take that out, put the burn game in, it would spin again, swap again, one more time, and you could play any burn game that you just like burned onto a regular CD. It was pretty fun.
Wait, what system was this
Cool
for?
story, bro.
The original PlayStation. And then
You're
randomly,
Why
I
don't
had
you spend like $40 and get a mod chip in it, and then you don't have to go through that process?
because this was like free and the process wasn't that I didn't mind it. It was fun. It was cool. It blew me. I always liked like you get a mod chip and then just do it, or you do it this way, and everybody's like, "How'd you do that? What the fuck?" It was always so much fun to like blow people's minds with it. And then I randomly loaned my PlayStation to a friend of mine from work, and I went over there to get it, and every single one of my real games had been stolen by some person that showed up there, and like they took it to the pawn shop and shit. So all I had left was my burn games.
Sound Luster IG2.
It was sad.
I got all my burn. I had like 200 burn games for PlayStation 1. They didn't get stolen, but I lent them to, I think, my cousin or something, and then he just never returned them. And then I don't know if they're gone now, but that's okay. I didn't need them.
You should beat
I
your
remember-
cousin up.
My roommate at one point bought the PlayStation. I think it was the PlayStation 2, the one that Grand Theft Auto 3, the first like open world, the first real GTA came out for. And I rented that game, and I re-rented it and kept it for like a month because I was so addicted to it. And then she bought it for me for my birthday, and then like 2 months later, she sold the fucking PlayStation. It's like, yeah. I was like, oh, thanks. Now I have this game that I can't play anymore. Yay. It's
Do you
great.
still have your memory card on you?
I don't think so. If I do, my memory card was weird. I had like this custom one that had like a little LED screen on it and two buttons. So you could like, it was one memory card.
Trying to be a Dreamcast.
This one memory card, I think, was actually like 32 memory cards. So you hit the buttons and it would like change between the different slots on it.
Oh, okay.
It was kind of cool.
You ever see the memory cards for the Dreamcast?
I didn't see a whole lot of anything for the Dreamcast.
Yeah, they sort of slotted in the top of the controller, and they had memory built in, but they'd also take batteries on their own and have a little game. So they, and have like buttons and a display. Yeah. So what you could do in some games is you could load up a game onto the thing. It'd be like a Tamagotchi kind of thing.
So the memory slot of the game would be a mini game.
Yeah, like
on the memory card. That's fucking crazy. That's kind of cool. I like that.
Hang on a sec.
Oh.
That sounds
Nick's
very, very impractical.
What the fuck was that? That was Greg, obviously.
Oh,
There's a video on Facebook of somebody of a train conductor honking his horn about two two stupid bitches walking on the train track, and he honks his horn at them, and he's about to run them down. They both jump out of the way. It was hilarious.
So Nick, that's a memory card.
That's
Really?
the memory card for the Dreamcast.
Yeah, that was the VMU units.
That's actually pretty fucking cool.
You could actually, like some games like Sonic Adventure, you could go to a secret level or something and then load stuff onto the card.
They had a fucking built-in Tamagotchi pet in them.
That's what he's saying.
Yeah. Well,
it's got a controller.
What was it? It was Sonic Adventure 2 that you could actually raise a Chow or something like that. Chow character, CHAO.
Actually, Nick, did you ever have this? The one system I was always impressed with their slots and what they did with it, Turbo Graphics. Mm-hmm. My cousin Mark had one, and the fact that they're
the card based,
and the fact that same game card was able to be used on the system as well as their portable device.
The Turbo
that was
Express,
a really cool thing. Yeah.
I
was really impressed with that.
Like, go back to this picture right here. There's my Turbo Graphics right there.
Nice.
Turbo Express is expensive, but I had a Turbo that there's Bonk's Adventure sitting right in there. Remember Bonk?
I played a bunch of that. Oh yes, that was the
that was a fun game.
What was the one where you went like above and below the fucking, like the world changed above and below? It was one like the OG like big. It's something of something. I can't remember the goddamn.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh fuck me.
No thanks.
Yeah, fuck you.
You want to, but
sometimes.
Sure, why not?
But no, Turbo Graphics.
You
it
look
was
like a girl.
And then my cousin actually had the
Carrie is a girl's name.
Remember the Game Gear, the portable Sony one that took like 8 fucking batteries. That would last
the
like
Sega portable Sega that it took 6 batteries. Yeah,
Game Gear.
Yeah,
my cousin had that.
Gear.
My cousin had that, and he also had the weird, stupid like TV antenna attachment thing you could get to make it into a TV.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was so cheesy. It was something in Alpha Zones.
Keith Courage in Apple Zones.
There you go. That game.
Did you say Keith Courage in the Apple Zones?
Yes.
Alpha
Zones. Alpha.
Yeah. I knew it was something
because he's an alpha male.
Oh,
that game, like once you got into like the fucking Alpha Zone, whatever it was, that game became like one of the hardest things. Actually, Turbo Graphics in general had some of the hardest games I ever played. There was a ninja game my buddy had. They were so fucking hard.
There was some ninja. I forget the name of the ninja one. I had the ninja one, and I've had Keith Courage, and I had Bonk. I can't remember. Splatterhouse. That was fun.
Oh, Splatterhouse?
Splatterhouse was a blast.
My same cousin that got the fucking game console, Turbo Graphics, it was a couple years before. I used to always go on trips with my uncle and my aunt and him to different places, and we'd stay in hotels and blah, blah. And this one hotel we stayed in had I think it was Slaughterhouse. Was it Slaughterhouse?
No, Splatterhouse.
Okay, I think this is Slaughterhouse that I believe when they ported it to the Turbo Graphics, they changed it to Slaughterhouse then. The same fucking game, but in an arcade console. And we like stayed up half the night pumping quarters into this thing, playing this crazy game.
Yeah, Splatterhouse, but
yeah. And I want to say, like, look up, it's Slaughterhouse, like an arcade thing. I'm checking. Maybe it was Splatterhouse. I'm curious.
Oh fuck! I have to watch an ad first.
Oh fuck! Nick is upset. Everyone, Nick is upset.
Oh no! You know what? It was actually Splatterhouse.
Told you. I remember seeing the ads and everything for it, and then I ended up buying it for the Turbo Graphics when I had it. I think I found it somewhere, like in a flea market or something. It was like very horror movie themed, like and a guy that looks kind of like Jason, but he's a good guy.
You're talking about Splatterhouse.
This is wow. This is not the way I remembered it in my head.
Kind of keep in mind, this is like the home console port on a shitty 16-bit console.
It was ruining my head.
Really even truly 16-bit. It was just 16-bit graphics overlaid on top of an 8-bit system. It was basically Nintendo with a better graphics chip.
I want to say the arcade version. If you played in the arcade, it also looked way better than that too.
The true revolution was the Genesis at the time. So
Genesis had the Genesis did have.
Genesis did what Nintendo.
It was was it Blast? They called it Blast technology, or the fuck?
Blast processing.
Yeah, what allowed Sonic to be like to move everything to be able to move so fast. Nintendo
it was
really didn't have much that was. No, but it was Nintendo didn't really have
the actual physical
quality.
clock speed of the processor in the Sega Genesis was like twice as fast as the NES.
Nintendo, more
But
like
Nintendo had better graphics, had better sound, had better
a lot of things. I remember Road Rash was a great game per se, although and they've come up with a new one. I think I might have told you about this, Nick, before. It's called Road Redemption. It's like a game.
Oh, it was like a sequel
access.
to Road Rage or something, wasn't it?
Well, no,
I had Road Rage for the for one.
Road Rash. It's a Road Rash kind of.
Road Rash.
It's like a spiritual successor. It's you can play up to 4 people on a split screen, and you're all driving motorbikes and try to kill each other.
I had Road Rash.
It's pretty fun.
What? I forget. I think it might have been 3DO that I had Road Rash for. I'm not sure.
I feel like it came out for a few systems when like Genesis was its big thing, but I feel like it might have came out with multiple systems.
Road Rash 2, the rubbening.
Ooh, the rubbening. That's
the reddening, the red beardening.
The roadening.
The road. Yeah, there was a 3DO version of Road Rash, and the best game I ever had for 3DO, and I found it online and burned a copy of it because it could play burned CDs. Was the port of Wolfenstein 3D for the 3DO was like the best port of that game I'd ever played.
Lee, what the fuck was that?
You lie.
What?
What are you talking about, Redbeard?
That fucking face you just made.
What are you talking about? You fucking high, man?
Probably, but I know I just saw that too.
He is high. What are you talking about?
I'm awake, so yeah. Like, come on, this has been established.
You're just being stupid. I'm not going to respond to that shit, Redbeard.
Yeah, don't put up with this shit.
It's live, so it can be reviewed. The tape can be checked.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone's going to sort of corroborate the fact that I didn't make any face and that you're just hallucinating like a fucking freak.
They can collaborate what they want, but if the tape shows what it shows, then that's the way it is.
Corroborate, not collaborate.
I think didn't I say corroborate?
No,
I meant to say I meant to. I apologize. You are right.
Yeah, okay, grammar Nazi. Fuck
off.
Fuck yourself. I hated that part of the fucking game, man. I hate the movie.
Killing the dogs.
They're Nazi dogs.
Yeah, but they can be retrained. They can be retrained. They can be rehabilitated.
They hate black
the 3DO
people.
port was so like smooth, and it was the sounds were awesome on it.
I played the hell out of this on our 486 DX4.
Yeah.
Our IBM Aptiva.
I've never seen a PC play it this well, though. He's got his machine gun now.
Look, I'm going to throw this out there, but I think Nick doesn't like black people.
No, it's probably something.
Shut up, Greg.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks for putting me halfway in there, asshole. Shut up, Red Greg.
Halfway in your asshole?
You immersed.
I'll put fucking
what did you
something
put
halfway up
in your
ear.
asshole? That sounded like it was halfway in your asshole.
Did it?
I guess.
See, you know what's it's like when you fall from a great height, you sort of want to spread out the impact. That's what Nick is doing. He doesn't want to take the blame himself, so he wants to spread it amongst other people.
It's very.
Well, we have no proof that Redbeard is racist. Nick just wants to make him racist.
Why you want to do Redbeard dirty like that?
It's not
Nick?
that he is racist or not. He's just like it's a ginger that's persecuted, right? So he's
he's
lashing out.
He's a human being, Nick. We don't refer to him as a ginger. He's a human.
You know what? 2020 has been pretty good so far. I haven't had any kind of, aside from a little bit maybe from
You
Nick.
haven't had any racial outbursts?
Yeah. Is there
I know I haven't
there?
been persecuted against.
Is there actually people out there that see that you got red hair and decide you're a lesser human being?
There is the whole kick a ginger day that came about that like a lot of like there was a whole
I usually
backlash.
see it as like that's a bit of a joke though, right? So
yeah, but again, like when I was in public school and stuff, it wasn't a thing. But if it's a thing now and you're in high school, I could see like I was bullied and stuff. I would have been fucking people would have kicked me on that day.
But
I would have
people
been like,
think you're automatically stupid or you're an inferior human being because you got red hair. That's what I'm talking about. Or people are scared of you when they look at you or something.
I don't know. Again, maybe one person in this panel. I'm not quite sure, but
Greg or Lee. Look at Lee's face when he said that.
Lee's
totally
thumbs up in the
ginger.
fucking everything Lee's been doing just now. But yeah,
just male gingers.
Yeah.
Female gingers are a superior human being. They are the alpha human being.
You're not wrong.
Many of them are the sexy.
No, all of them.
Oh yeah. Even if
but you, sir, red beard, you're just a fucking Neanderthal. You're dying out. Cro-Magnons are gonna breed you out of existence.
Cro-Magbeard.
Mm-hmm. While the female gingers are going to ascend into heaven like the angelic beauties that they are.
Here's the thing about ginger women. I'm a little upset when they completely shave themselves because I feel you're ruining the gingerness when you get rid of all the pubes. I want a little bit of that orangeness when I'm going.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Then again, looking at Redbeard doing that, I feel like I'd be going down Redbeard. So I don't know.
No, I don't have that problem.
Well, yeah, you'll be happy to say, Greg, I don't keep it completely shaved. I keep a little ginger down there. You know?
I don't imagine you do. I would be shocked if you kept it clean shaved.
Sorry, Lee. Sorry.
You keep it a little ginger down there.
Lee might need to go vomit for a second there. It'll be okay. It'll be okay.
No.
No, Lee will never be able to have sex with a man again after knowing that.
Yeah, it's
not the kind of redhead he was looking for.
That was awesome. Oh, well played.
Should I have another beer?
Nick, did we make this unlisted again? I'm just wondering because we've been live for an hour and 15 minutes. I see 0 comments.
You have 1 viewer.
Yeah, really? But that could be that could be me.
Oh,
although I did see it, so I feel like it's not unlisted then. So never mind.
Yeah, I can see nobody cares. Nobody's actually interested in watching this shit.
I mean, you can check fully makes sense. You can check the live chat participants, and it'll tell you who's viewing.
It's probably going to say me.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, since
Rajay's live right now, so
I'm going to have a good old classic bone shaker because
Greg is downgrading from the fracture.
I would actually say, I mean, the fracture is definitely more ABV. That's obvious, but this is a much better beer. I haven't had a lot of fracture and bone shaker. It's for me, it's hit or miss. It's got to be in that window of like good freshness because it's like you want that it's got that fucking. It's just a hit of hoppy bitterness in your face. And if it falls off to become the malt bomb, I find it really loses something. I would actually argue this one's pretty fresh. It's January 9th, 2020.
That's very fresh.
Yeah, so, Bone Shaker is.
I've never had one that fresh. I would like to try that fresh.
I've had both the unfiltered version and like the version that's been around for years now, which is much more filtered. The unfiltered version was way better, far superior. But,
yeah, I don't think they make the unfiltered. Basically, there is no actual different versions. It just used to be that it used to be unfiltered.
Yeah,
and now now they still claim it's unfiltered. But yeah, before it used to have little chunks of hops floating around in it. And it was, I agree with you. It was way better. It's still a really solid beer though.
Rye IPA, that seems kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Amsterdam is kind of like Bose, where like a few years ago, a bunch of random cool one-offs would show up here all the time, but now it's just like they like, what has Amsterdam done lately that's fancy and new and exciting? Like Great Lakes is like doing all this crazy shit, like making New England styles and this and that, and Amsterdam's just like, here, have this beer we've been making forever. That's
they've been too busy like trademarking all kinds of names, so people can't come into the fucking Canadian beer market. We're paying them money.
Well, Amsterdam is very much making most of their money off their brew pub right now, and their brew pub doesn't sell crazy beer. Their brew pub sells fucking lagers and shit like that. That's what they make their money off.
That's like, again, like they're one of those Toronto breweries that I just really. Like, I've had a few beers of theirs. I was like, that's pretty good. But even like the, what is it, Space Invader, their fucking IPA they came out with, even I've not been impressed by any of that I've ever had. Like, Amsterdam is not even close to like the mid-range of my list of Toronto breweries if I was to make one. They'd be in the lower half, maybe the lower third for me.
You know, the thing with Amsterdam is their old recipes from when they were actually making interesting beers. Like, you gotta remember, Bone Shaker came out at a time where Bone Shaker was like super innovative. Like, it was.
No, like, I agree, and today it's still tasty, but like do something new.
Yeah, I mean, it's been like IPAs have kind of been like a like arms race. I feel like where like you used to be on the level, like it used to be innovative, it used to be a leader. Now another one's come out since it's better. When another one comes out, and it's just been kind of the steady trek towards like.
I remember the year I got into beer. 2012, I believe it was, and there wasn't really any regularly available IPA you could get anywhere from the LCBO or any brewery. They create them now and then, but nothing regular. You could get like
was there ever a world where this was good?
I'm not sure if I've ever had that one before. When they first came out, their Hawaiian Pale Ale was kind of cool.
What is that? What is that beer? What is that?
It's Spearhead's Big Kahuna Imperial IPA, which I just realized is 10%. That's a big fucking beer.
That's
that
more
is
like a triple IPA. Ain't it?
It was okay, but I mean, it was.
I want to try that.
Yeah.
Like I was the only I've had their Hawaiian Pale Ale and perhaps one other, and I have not really been impressed with them at all. But I'd like to try that.
They're a weird brewery because they were like a contract brewer. They started out, they were owned by some guy
now they
who
have a
liked
full-on
beer,
brewery in Kingston.
and then he didn't like beer that much, so he sold his thing. Yeah, now they're in Kingston or something. I don't know. They're kind of weird, but just I want to tell my boring story for a second. So when I got into craft beer in 2012, you got Bone Shaker, which was like a beer that came out occasionally, and then when it came out, Amsterdam would literally announce it on Twitter or Facebook, whatever it was, and it would sell out within about 6 hours. They'd be like, "We got a batch. We got 300 bottles."
Oh, Bone Shaker.
Yeah, and again, to this point now, if they were still making cool, new, innovative beers, that could still happen. But they're not doing anything really interesting at all.
It like Amsterdam kind of peaked with Double Tempest.
Well, and they still do.
You know what? I forgot about that.
And Double Tempest is a very good beer.
I forgot they were the ones that make that for a second there. So yeah, that's their the only beer they make currently
and
that I could really
that great.
Space Invader sucks.
Regular Tempest is pretty good too, I think. But
I haven't tried.
Yeah, regular Tempest is tasty.
I haven't tried that. I wasn't around for that.
What were you going to say, Lee, before Greg and then Redbeard cut you off?
Sorry,
and then me.
I apologize.
I was saying, I suspect the reason that you see IPAs change so much is that it's kind of the one that's infused in all the consumers' mind that IPA is the kind of style you want to buy if you're buying craft beer. Like that's kind of like the go-to style that most people gravitate towards. So that's the one you can experiment with the most and still be kind of safe because you can always just dump a shitload of hops.
That and
that's kind of where the focus is for craft beer fans, I think.
On the flip side, also sour beers are kind of in that category as well, as I'd say.
They're starting to get there, but the IPA has always been a safe style to fuck with. So that's why you see so many innovations with IPAs.
IPA has always been that style with that people pine after. I find
because you can. Was that a pun? Was that a pun, Nick? Was that?
I wasn't talking about piney hops, but I guess. If you want to go that way,
that wasn't for you. That wasn't bad.
It's like they pine at piney hops. But I mean it's always it's always been the style. Like IPA's always been the style. Like keeps changing. That craft beer drinkers keep getting interested about the least boring of all. Ooh, which one's that? Railway Rye IPA. I've had that. That's good.
Okay,
good stuff.
Yeah, that's probably the best rye beer I've ever had.
Yeah.
The other thing I found is that when I got into beer, IPAs were still sort of a thing where most people didn't like it. I found it was more like the real craft drinkers, and Chad included, because he was sort of the big craft guy back when I got into it and I was watching his channel. He was like the malt guy, and people like the malt beer, the stouts and shit like that. And the IPAs are kind of like, oh, I don't like this. It's like getting slapped in the face with a flower dick or something. And I liked IPAs, and I always felt like I was just a little bit on the outlier because I'm like, oh, I like these hoppy beers. They're pretty tasty to me. And then it seemed like people started to become more and more and more into that. Now it's like, oh, this is like a mainstream beer. This is uncool. And now I actually feel like if you like a stout, you're kind of like the nerd because it's not part of the mainstream anymore. And I've actually shifted my taste where I actually will generally prefer. As long as it's imperial, I love stouts probably more than I do IPAs.
I agree. Like a well-made bourbon barrel-aged imperial fucking stout is far and away my favorite style of beer. But if you go back to my YouTube career kind of thing, if you start the start of my beer drinking videos, the first several months, anytime I try an IPA, anything hoppy, I'm just basically screaming out in pain for the whole video. And then it's actually what I just finished right now. This beer right here. This is the first IPA hoppy beer that I ever tried on my channel where I was like, something's happened. This is juicy and I don't. This is tasty, and now it's like well-made bourbon barrel-aged stouts and well-made, tasty IPAs are definitely my favorite styles at this point. Back when I started, it was like, it had to be a lager. It had to be like as near as you could be to Bud, because that's where I kind of started before I jumped into the whole craft beer thing. And yeah, it's been a fun journey.
Well, I think the New England style has really made it a lot more accessible for people. Like, I think the perfect example is Chris Lezak. We love Chris Lezak. He did not like IPAs until New England style IPAs started making their way into Ontario.
Liquid Art Fest.
Well, that's more of a cooler, but
it's fucking delicious, and it's still beer. It's still beer, man. It might not look like it, might not taste like it. I love the world of beer, because
that's the versatility of IPAs, though. Like
that's what I mean. But even like for me, if somebody was to tell me I hate beers, I only drink coolers, I'd be like, okay, cool. Let me pour you this cooler. Pour them some super berry infused sour beer, or even a juicy IPA. Try this thing. Holy shit, this is great. Haha, fuck you. You actually like beer. Because the world of beer is infinite. It's infinite.
IPAs have gotten to the point where they've hit like the peak of hoppiness, where you can't go any more hoppy, where it's like you're burning a dude's palate after one sip of the fucking drink, to now in this day and age where IPAs aren't even recognizable as IPAs anymore, because they might be super hoppy, but it's so well masked that they're not even bitter anymore. Where
there's the trend kind of starting. It might be a thing for this year, but I've seen a fair number of breweries making these 0 IBU IPAs, where it's like there's no bitter at all.
Well,
it's just that hoppy flavor coming through.
The bitters there is just disguised by the malt. It's like a lot of double IPAs aren't bitter because they got so much malt in them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Actually, you know what? I have a 0 IBU IPA. I haven't tried. I'm going to do it right now.
Do it right now.
I tried this stuff right at the brewery. Well,
I'm going to grab it right now.
Right at the brewery. I bought this right from the brewery there in Annapolis.
Yeah. All we get right now from them is the brown ale and the rye.
Oh
IPA.
Yeah. I don't know if I had what's the brown IPA, the brown ale called?
I can't remember at the moment. It's got like a picture of a chick on it, and
yeah.
Oh, that sounded familiar. Because when I did my family's from that part of Nova Scotia, so when I did my family art show, I literally stayed like 3-4 doors down from the brewery. I couldn't walk
I think
there.
I remember you talking about that. Yeah.
But anyway, so I think I tried that. I forget what it was called. I know I bought a whole bunch of stuff from there. It's been like $40 there.
But you know the two beers I've had
proper glassware.
Oh, nice. Yeah, the 2 beers I've had from them so far have been excellent. Like they're really, really good.
The rye IPA was good. I like that one.
Like I said, this is the best rye beer I've had. Like this kind of gets the full character of rye in a beer. Like sometimes beers they just don't really do it. Like this kind of gets all the notes you want. It's got the fruitiness, it's got the kind of bread crust kind of maltiness on it, and it's also got the peppery kind of thing. And there we go, Big Train left field. Okay.
Yeah, nice.
0 IBU IPA.
King George Porter. I've had the porter.
This being from left field, I feel like it's a little overpriced. This was canned on the 10th of October last year, so it's not overly fresh at this point.
A little old.
That's a husband and wife brewery,
Brown.
right?
Blockhouse
Yeah,
Brown.
that's the one. Yep.
Yeah, I've had that.
That's literally within a day or two when we got Arnold.
Is it Blockhouse?
In commemoration of your dog. Here we go.
Left field brewery. They're the wife side of things, and she was cutie.
Left field, they make good beers, but for like one thing, I hate small cans of beer. Like it's never, unless it's a shitty beer and it's like good, it's over and done with. But usually I drink a small can. It's like
the Blockhouse is the blonde. Hold on a second. It's this one right here.
Now who's
Acadian Honey Brown? Is that something there?
That's it.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't have that one.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. I can really fucking say something.
Yeah, I know. What you're saying, River?
An asshole.
Yeah, you were just complaining about how you
Okay.
couldn't get drunk.
Well, I was
off
complaining-
quality
No,
beer.
it's
I was
not that
complaining
at all.
how Redbeard won't let me finish talking about what I was talking about.
So rude.
Yeah, because Nick keeps doing it to me, so it's fucking quid pro quo going on here.
Mutual
Yeah, you just
antagonism
assumed
going on
that
here.
But no, anyway, this does smell. It smells.
See, I
very
was talking
juicy.
first, and you won't let me finish.
Because I wasn't done talking that time. Fuck you. Now who's cutting who off? You fucking bastard.
Wow.
What the hell?
Wow, you two should
Okay,
just fuck,
for
get
this
it
thing's
over with.
age, it looks nice. It smells really just nice and fruity. There's like maybe a little bit like maybe the hop. I feel like the maltiness might be kind of starting to creep in there now. But it smells it smells good. Give her a shot.
It's funny how Lee and I are able to be polite and cordial, and yet you and Redbeard and Nick are just fucking at each other's throat, interrupting each other.
Like a couple of chicks.
Mm.
You know, Greg, how women can never actually be real friends.
No, they pretend, and then it's
Yeah.
like, oh no, you sucked that dude's dick that I wanted to suck.
Yeah, it's like it's all like with women, it's all facade. Like even their bestie, their BFF forever,
Their best
could be a bitch the next day because
Oh.
they did something they didn't like. So, and
This
they
is
just clawed each other's eyes out.
This is fucking pretty tasty, I gotta say.
Good.
Wow. Like
that held up. That held up.
It is like
the-
there's no bitterness. It's just that nice kind of juicy flavor coming out of the hop that they get. I guess.
The wife of the head brewer of that company, she's pretty tasty looking too.
Mm.
I recall anyway. She
Left
might not be
field.
now.
Look at left field.
But like
Yeah,
I said
left
about
field,
that,
yeah.
like I said
think
about left
that
field
was
though.
all 6 years ago.
Yeah,
Like again, like I said, like the whole thing with the can size was not what like Lee. I can't get drunk off it. No,
What size were
it's
a
like
can?
if it's a good beer, I drink a tall boy of it. It's like that was a good. You know, I drink something small like this. I finish that beer and it's like I want just a little bit more of that. You
not
know what I mean?
convinced, man. Not convinced.
And also
Like
left
Redbeard
field.
just wants to get drunk.
Left field's pricing on their small cans of beer is pretty high for like
I'm going by the one beer I had from them, which was their brown ale, which is exquisite. You pay the money. You pay the money and you shut up.
I don't know, man. Like some like this small can of beer, 6.1% 0 IBU IPA. I don't know the actual price I paid for it, but I feel like it was close to $4 probably. And left field's just they're bad like that with their pricing. I don't like it. I don't like it.
I think you're being harsh. I think you're just mad because you don't get drunk off them. You buy a couple
No.
cans and you're like, man, I need more.
Again, no, I'm not drinking to get
You
drunk.
just
I'm
want to
drinking-
have that. You just want that drunken feeling. That's
No.
all. That's all there is to
No.
it. You just want
Can't
to.
stop
You want to
that
stagger around.
feeling
I don't.
with
Oh,
Redbeard.
fucking
sexual
fun. I have way
healing.
too many expensive things that I paid money for in my apartment to get that drunk and fall and break something in my home. I don't
No,
like that.
like you
I do
just
not
like
like to get that
I
drunk at all.
want to go down my spiral staircase and I want to fall down it, but it's not happening with these beers.
Oh my god, he's fucking Stallone.
Uh,
You know, you just
Adrian!
I wanted left field to give me some beer. And they're greedy and lazy. They don't give me enough beer in the can. And I say, what's going on with that? And then they say, you got to fight the fight. And if I got to fight the fight, I'll fight the fight. That's what I'll do. And then I'll go down my spiral staircase and trip over my dog because my dog can't go down the spiral staircase. And then I'll break my leg. And I'll break my rib. And then I'll be hurt. And I'll be sore.
that
You
was
know, Adrian,
the
I'll
best impression of me
Yeah, I mean, I'm
ever.
And then I'll go up
I'm
to
a little
Adrian, I'll
excited
go,
right now.
listen. I'm gonna kiss you. You don't have to kiss me back or nothing, okay? But I'm gonna kiss you right now. I'm gonna kiss you, and you don't have to kiss me back. I'm just gonna say, Adrian, I'm gonna visit you at the pet store. I'm gonna kiss you, and I don't care if your brother Polly don't like it or not. I'm gonna kiss you, and you don't have to kiss me back. I'm just saying, it's not rapey or nothing. I'm just gonna kiss you. It's a test kiss.
If we're being honest, Paul's a little rapey.
It's a test kiss. Oh, that was
Like
fucking
a
awesome.
Test tickle.
Jesus Christ.
Nick, why do you have to
Oh.
ruin everything that's beautiful?
Oh.
Actually, I watched an
Haters
episode.
gonna hate.
I watched a random episode of like some people like react to some kind of thing today, and it was a call center guy pranking another call center guy giving him false information about the person he was calling or something, and it was like Test Tickle. And the guy's like, "Hello, Mr. Tickle. I'm looking for Test Tickle." And it took him like 4 or 5 times saying it before he finally realized, I'm so sorry. Hangs up, and then like, yeah, it's pretty funny. I worked in two call centers in my life. I worked in one where we called people, which was awful. And then I worked in one where they called us,
work at an outbound,
which was a bit like, the one where they called us was a bit less bad, but it was still like, you spend your day listening to people bitch at you about their problems. It was not, but the
story of my life, Redbeard.
I used to make paper airplanes and just randomly throw them in directions. It'd be fun.
What?
Yeah, there'd be like cubicles everywhere.
Oh,
so you like I make a little tiny paper airplane, just like toss it.
It's connected because I thought you just went off a weird tangent. Like it's like I worked at a call center. Also, I used to make paper airplanes and throw them around all over the place. It's like
while you were working.
That's what Nick fucking got paid for, the fucker.
I was thinking
I don't make paper airplanes, and there's plenty of paper in my office.
It's actually been a long time since I made a paper airplane. My cousin and I, when we were kids, used to have like competitions and stuff, like who could go the furthest and stuff.
Well, what I'm trying to say is like people calling in and bitching about their problems all day is the story of my life.
Yeah, no, again, like I did that
really, seriously.
I did it for a couple months, and it was like I can't. I hate this.
That's called the after chat, isn't it? Isn't that what that is?
Nice.
I always feel Lee's like a personal therapist, even though he doesn't feel that way.
I feel like if any of us was going to be
motherfucking glassware
able to get a degree in psychology relatively quickly, it would be Mr. There, he's over here. There. Yeah. This guy. There you go.
Lee understands the human condition better than the rest of us.
Hey, listen, I love Lee more than most, but I'm very psychologically minded because my mom's actually in that field. So I can understand.
So why are you such a head case?
Why do you never show it? Why have you never once shown that, Greg? What the hell?
Greg, you know what narcissism is, right?
Yes, I do, Nick.
Lex Luger. Remember him in the WWE?
What they do is you're sucking down that bottle of water, just narcissism yourself. You okay?
Yeah,
Nick?
when Nick, here's the secret. Before every chat, Nick doesn't take a power dump. He takes a power stare into the mirror and just, I'm so beautiful. This is what it is. He's looking at himself in the mirror like,
it's more like trying to bear myself and trying not to cry.
I feel like Nick probably sticks his finger up his butthole looking for that turd, and he's always like, I can't
"Oh
find
God,
that turd."
Greg."
And one day, Nick, you'll stick your finger up there. You'll be like, "Hey, let's shake hands and share."
One day you'll find that turd.
I just want Nick to stop completely trying to undo all the fucking awesome shit he did this summer with terrible Taco Bell shit. God damn you!
Hey, sometimes I need to take a shit.
Get an elliptical. Get something that you can still do something. Like it's winter time, but you were on such a fucking good kick, man. You really were. I was fucking like you just kind of died off there.
I feel that Nick could actually make a lot of money if he actually put his used underwear in an art gallery.
You know what? I know. You know what? You know on
the shit stains that you think I do, Greg.
On the beginning of that sentence, but not the end of it. Nick could potentially get a following if you actually did some kind of this is me now, this is my progress to where you could potentially be, do some kind of a thing like that, like a lifestyle vlog type stuff, man. You
some kind of lifestyle vlog, like
no,
what my ex-girlfriend helped before. Yeah. She wanted to focus on herself for this year, so
okay. Well,
she's got a lifestyle vlog. Regardless all the way,
regardless of her.
Yeah.
Don't
don't
think about her. You already have a decent little following, and people would be. I myself want you to be around for a while, and I think that would be a pretty cool fucking thing to see, man. Now
here's the thing, Nick. Fuck that bitch. Here's the thing. Do that so you can beat her. Beat her.
There you go.
Do better.
You know what? Yeah. Throw it in her fucking face, man. Be like, yeah, you fuck. You only lost 5 pounds? I lost 8 pounds this week, you stupid fucking bitch. Wow. Yeah, do it.
No, Nick, here's the thing is that girl was like your Christy, okay? She was kind of gross. You liked her, but she was really actually kind of gross. So what you need to do is you need to find yourself whatever.
Jesus Christ, Greg.
Whatever that
Wow.
little
Good
girl
Lord,
that,
Greg.
that Rhino has likes to squirt. You need to find yourself a big girl that squirts.
Yeah, I just have to find myself a squirter that makes me happy.
And
Oh, that was the best off-camera whackity schmackety you ever.
and then you can get married at a beer fest and not tell anyone about it, so it's all a surprise. And that's
the Red Beard Beer Fest.
Because let's be honest, Christy was not a looker. I mean, I know Rhino.
You know what?
Was not a looker.
If someone was to get married at my beer fest, I would make more of a big deal about it, not just be like, "It's happening over in this corner." Not going to announce it.
I was like,
no, I might be over the PA system, like, someone's getting married over here. People, come check this shit out right now.
Well, somebody told me it's like, oh yeah, Chad got married. I was like, oh well, I was going to go there because I thought I was like his.
Me too. Me too. Yeah.
It, but
like someone was saying it's going to happen. I was like, oh, give me a minute. I'll be over there. And I went over to, and it already happened. Well, okay. Thanks for waiting for your friends to show up. Like, what the hell?
Yeah. Like,
that really was kind of like, I didn't like that. How like, you're not going to wait for your friends to be there to see that happen? Really? You don't care about us? Like, who
also,
cares?
since this might still be involved in a court case, I just want to point out that Christy's a cunt. I'm just throwing it out there. Like,
I never met her. I think I might have seen at least one picture of a thing or two, but I don't. If you had met her, you'd probably think she was a cunt because she was a cunt.
You'd have thought she was a cunt.
Yeah, like completely a cunt.
She kind of was a cunt.
And I kind of hope this goes into a court case and they play this in court and they can be like, and the thing is, I'm not being mean. I don't even have any.
No. The best thing would be if they played this in the court and the judge was actually like, "This is entered in. This is valid. I like it. We're good." That'd be the funniest court case in the history of the world.
No, enter this into evidence B is she's a cunt. Like, that's the thing. She's a cunt.
That's what I mean.
She's a bad mother. She's probably endangering her kids. And I say probably because I don't know recently, but I know in the past.
Well, we saw exactly what happened. Like when she did leave Chad, all of a sudden the house got cleaned up.
Yeah, well, it's funny. The fucking blind guy can clean the house, but the fucking fat ex-wife can't do it because she's too fucking busy eating shit. And now she's just fucking eating shit and got fucking company housing. And apparently she's spending all the money on herself and not on the kids. So, and listen, I know we're not like number one Chad fans here. I know some of us have issues with Chad. At the very least, the dude fucking tries. Whereas the other one just fucking living off welfare and fucking public housing. And meanwhile, she accuses him of fucking... what is it, spousal battery or whatever you pronounce, however you say it, and then apparently Chad's the bad guy. Meanwhile, that bitch would have beat on him before he beat on her. So
yeah,
Chris,
when like
this is a court
what?
You're a cunt.
If you guys are friends, I imagine you're both friends with Peter from the UK on Facebook. If you are on Facebook,
I love Peter. Peter is great.
He a lot of the stuff like he's all about like sex workers' rights. Like if you're a prostitute.
These sex workers' rights are also male rights. Like
if you're a prostitute and you're like not being forced to do it under like some pimp that's going to beat your ass kind of thing, and you're just like that's what you do and you like what you do, that's fine. If you're being forced and like into like sex trafficking shit, like human, that's fucking horrible. But if you're a person that wants to sell your body for money and that's what you do and you like it, do what you do. That's I'm not gonna. And then also Peter again, like the amount of men in the world that get physically, mentally, verbally abused by their spouse, and nobody cares because it's not a girl. Yeah, men actually get fucked over too. Men get fucked over too. A lot.
Dude, I watched the fucking remake of Lady and the Tramp the other day and I cried a little bit. I was just like, oh, this is very emotional. I can't deal with this shit. Then I watched the Lion King remake and I also cried a little bit. I'm just like, I'm a pussy, but
I have yet to watch any of the live action Disney movies.
You know what? I enjoyed every single one because, okay, they are ripoffs of the cartoons 100%, but guess what? Disney owns the cartoon, so they're only just ripping off their own shit. And you know what? I find that they kind of modernize them a little bit, but for the most part, they're better. Like I've seen.
Quit putting your finger over your camera. What are you doing?
Hold on, I'm fucking plugging it
He's
in.
fucking his ass with his finger.
4% battery. I'm trying to plug it in. Give me a fucking second.
It looked weird. It was like weird shades of red and pink and finger
it's weird
colors.
how it turns red when I put my finger over it. Isn't that weird? But what are you gonna do? No, okay. So now you can see my legs. That's kind of weird.
How do you let your like? It doesn't make sense to me. Like people that let their phone get to like that percent. Like
well, it's not a phone. It's an iPad. First of all.
What was it? Was it not plugged in and charged when you went when you started things up?
Plug it in. I only plug it in when it needs to be charged.
Well, keep it plugged in when you're not using it. It'll always be charged.
Because that's bad for the battery.
It's not. That's a fucking myth. Batteries these days, back in the day, yes. These days, no. Keep it plugged in. It's fine. The battery will automatically kill itself.
If the battery's not used, it dies quicker.
You say that.
The battery will die quicker if it's not used. The battery memory is a myth. The batteries need to be used. If they don't get used, try having a laptop that you leave plugged in for like 2-3 years. The battery will fucking die on you so quickly.
I've got a laptop over there that has been, and I can unplug it and use it for almost a whole day, no problem at all.
Well, then you're wrong. Or you're
I'm not, because it's got a thing flashing right now saying like it's full.
Yeah, well, the battery in my laptop doesn't work because I kept it plugged in all the time. Of course, it's an HP and the battery's always.
Mine's fine. Like no. Like I said, mine. I know for a fact. Mine. I can see it flashing from here. When it gets to a certain point, it like trickle charges, so it doesn't keep it full. It's. Yeah, I don't know what it does, but it's fun.
Well, if that's what it does, that's not the same thing as just keeping it plugged in. Most laptops just keep it charged 100% if it's plugged in, and that's actually really bad for the battery.
Again, these days, batteries aren't as bad as they used to be. These days, you can basically keep it plugged in, and it's more or less fine with most batteries, from what I've heard /watch/read.
Not if you want to keep it long term. I mean, battery technology hasn't improved that much. That's the thing is that... Actually,
I talked about this before. The guy's name is Good Enough. The guy's last name is fucking Good Enough. The guy that originally... he's like... originally came up with the lithium-ion battery. Him and some people. He's like 90-something years old or something. He's like this fucking ultra-old man. They've come up with solid-state batteries. Look it up. It is going to... Once it like becomes a thing... It's like still like they just discovered it. It's going to revel. It's going to change. Things are going to change in a big way. Look up solid state batteries, and I think it's John B. Good Enough or something. His fucking last name is Good Enough. And the video I watched was like, good enough for him? Not yet, because he's good enough. And it was like this fucking whole thing about like the history of him, and he has done so much awesome shit, man. Battery technology is like it's on the verge of because like what you're saying. You're right. Battery technology, it's like what they use and stuff, the materials to get the charge and everything and make it a bit longer. That has changed, but not that drastically. They still have to put like a ton of batteries in a Tesla to make it fucking go a range and stuff. But like this new thing that's finally happening, this is going to be the first. This is going to be the first like I'm going to say this could potentially be the most world-changing thing to happen in my lifetime since like the iPhone. I hate Apple, but the iPhone was a fucking big deal, and it has changed kind of.
iPhone basically rewrote.
It's changed what a phone is now. Like totally.
iPhone rewrote smartphones and its image. Like as soon as it came out, it revolutionized the entire. Because I remember like smartphones before the iPhone. Anybody remember the Palm Trio?
The Palm Pilot and all those fucking things.
No, the Palm Trio. You remember the Palm Trio?
I had a BlackBerry Pearl, so even that was like...
Well, the BlackBerry Pearl is similar, but I mean, Palm Trio. We're talking about like the Balm Trio. What the fuck?
Nice.
Can't come up with pictures of lip balm. But this thing, like this, like predates a lot of the Blackberries. My dad had one of these for work.
Yeah. Well, again, that was the successor of the Palm Pilot. Was the first. Like I was around when the Palm Pilot was like when I was.
Yeah, but it was a Palm Pilot made into a phone. It actually had a phone, text messages. You could browse Facebook on it. Like and like you can see right there, it's got the app. But it was basically just like a QWERTY keyboard. Really, kind of like the forerunner of what what BlackBerry became a couple of years later. Like iPhone complete, like this was what a smartphone, like internet browsing smartphone was in 2006, 2007. And then when the iPhone came out, that just completely rewrote everything. All of a sudden, you've got basically the first the modern iteration of a smartphone is. Like the whole icons on screen and
like the phone being nothing but one big touchpad. Yeah, that was
exactly the whole, like as soon as you start typing, you get to
that whole thing too. Like the first
whole type on your keyboard.
Yeah, a phone with no physical keyboard. Like people were like losing their minds about that. Like how I can't type with no actual buttons. And then that was BlackBerry's big selling point for a while. Was like, we're making this phone. They had like the one that like
they were capitalizing on people scared of technology, like Lee or something.
The side and shit, where like you could change it so like now you can still type with the keyboard and stuff. It was
Plus, Blackberries were very tasty.
Blackberries were tasty.
You know what? Blackberries are one of my favorite berries.
We're talking about remember the Palm Trio?
No.
I
don't have cell phones, dude. I don't fuck you talking about.
I have a cell phone now.
Lee, you've never had a cell phone, right?
No.
You've never had a cell phone?
Weirdo.
No.
That's like what I'm impressed and also like what the fuck at the same time kind of thing. Like that's crazy. Wow.
Fucking hate them.
It seems like it's also you have to go out of your way to avoid them at this point. Like,
you know what?
My dad is 81 and he has a smartphone. He doesn't know how to fucking use it. He was actually asking me the other day. He's like, "Does this thing have a camera?" I'm like, "Yeah, yes." And your phones also have cameras.
Nice. This left field zero IBU IPA. If you see it, I recommend at least getting a can and trying.
I found the perfect
tasty.
smartphone for Lee.
Oh, a Motorola Razr.
That's a Razr 2.
That's not a smartphone though.
You know what? Somewhere in my apartment, I have my first cell phone. It was a Samsung like flip phone, and its big feature was it had like these cool speakers on the side of it, so you could like put your music on and set it down, and it would sound kind of not terrible. But
this was my third smartphone, I think.
Well,
my first phone was a Kyocera I had in 2005. Then I had a Razr 1, and now this is my Razr 2. I had a
My
Razr.
first phone was a StarTech flip phone of some sort.
My mom had that. My mom had that, and it was damn impressive for its time. It was like tiny compared to all these big bulky ones. It was a little tiny thing. It was cool.
I have a question, Lee. I'm legitimately curious. What do you hate about cell phones so much? Because you seem to like the internet and technology in general. So
yeah, but I can walk away from that.
So you don't like it following you.
I feel like people get too dependent on cell phones. I don't like the idea of someone being able to contact you whenever they can, whenever they want.
But at the same time, having the ability to contact emergency services or something wherever you are, whenever you are, it's kind of nice, is it not?
Not really.
Maybe. Well, I get you could just carry some kind of GPS thing that you could push a button on that would do that same thing. So still no cell phone needed. I'll give you that.
Well, I mean, granted, 20 years ago, people would just call 911 from a landline. It would be okay too. So I mean, I can see that. Like you're never that far away from a landline either. So
no, I don't like them. Yeah. I don't like the idea of paying for something I have to carry around, and people can contact me whenever the fuck they want. And
yeah, but again, you can just ignore them if you don't want to talk to them.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like people when they have cell phones, they don't ignore them. In fact, they suck up their lives for the most part.
I ignore a lot of shit. I really do.
I sort of agree with Lee is that the better your phone is, once you get like high speed internet and shit like that on it, like you tend to spend a lot of time on the phone. Like,
that's the thing I see.
I won't argue that. Like my I don't really. Some people like I don't play mobile games really at all. But maybe like I think there's like one racing game I like to maybe play a couple times a month. But some people like get into these like mobile games and they just like. For me, it's like every a couple times an hour I might pick it up and like look at it and be like, check our chat, the BA 101 chat, maybe open up Facebook and look, and then
like
that's
nine out of 10 people
Yeah.
I see walk by my house. They got their face buried in a goddamn phone.
Yes, you know, I
Even-
don't know.
Even old
when
people.
when I'm walking around, unless I'm like getting a text or something, I don't actually. Well, when Pokemon Go came out, I won't deny there was a month or so where I was like on my rollerblades going around town, catching Pokemon, having a great time. But like, yeah, aside from that, usually no, I don't have it. And I've seen people, I've seen like the videos and in person, people like with their phones out walking on the street, not knowing and running into people, running into poles, just like no, like when you're walking around, pay attention to your surroundings, you moron. Like Jesus Christ.
Well, you know what? Like I find that I try not to use my phone. I try not to be too bad with using my phone, but I'll tell you, it is a really good thing. Like especially like when I'm in my condo, and I know there might be people coming on the elevator that might want to talk to me. I always have my phone out because I automatically want to have a device to ignore people because I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Same thing with the TTC is I always if I don't have my headphones in, which I usually do anyway, but I'll have my phone out because I don't want to look at people, I don't want to talk to you, I don't want to do anything. When I walk my dog, I actually make a conscious effort. I have my phone with me in case of emergency, but I never take it out or rarely take it out because I want to be like, I'm walking my dog. I want to focus on sort of being in nature. I try to walk her in the forest when I'm able to. I want to sort of focus on nature and not focus on my phone and kind of disconnect a little bit. So, but I agree. The phone is definitely it's part of society nowadays, but it does almost zombify you to a degree because. And I'm somebody who's actively aware of it, and I'm still know that I spend way too much time looking at my phone.
One of the main reasons, one of the main things I use my phone for is my music. Like when I'm in my car, pairs up with Bluetooth, and my phone sits there. And if I'm going like down south to visit someone I never met before, GPS obviously, but like I'll have my phone there in my car for my shit. Going to the mall, park my car, my phone will stay there in my car while I go to the mall, do whatever I want to do, then come back. And like, yeah, it's like I don't need to have it on me. Again, I go to the mine for 3 days, twice a year, and my phone's there, but I have no actual like network access. If someone tries to text me, I can't text them kind of thing. I can still message some stuff here and there, but it's like I have it, but I'm okay without it. It's like
I feel like you're the exception to the rule, Carrie.
Yeah. I am what I am. And as far as the phone thing goes, like it was funny going from my Samsung flip phone. I had but that was like my phone I had when I worked at Boston Pizza. And at Boston Pizza, at least once a shift, I'd be like, you know what? I didn't smoke. I don't smoke. So the people that smoke, they get the breaks. Go for a smoke break. You don't smoke, you get no break. I'd be like, I'm going to take a shit. And I'd go, I might take a shit, or I might just sit in the toilet for 20 minutes playing some games on my phone. And I had a bunch of I had Tetris, I had a bunch of cool old school games on my fucking cell phone. And then I upgraded from that one to the BlackBerry Pearl. And I was pissed off as fuck when I'm like, can I transfer my games? And like, no, this is like Java to this new system. And I'm like, well, that's just fucking retarded. Are you kidding me right now? I was so pissed off.
Fucking retarded.
But then I got the BlackBerry overall was, I still have it somewhere. And the only reason I still have it to this day is I want to buy a cheap microwave, and put it in the microwave and turn that microwave on for a few minutes. Because I know, from watching videos, cell phones have capacitors in them and stuff. Like, if you put a cell phone into a microwave and turn it on, it becomes a small grenade, basically. And that's what my stupid goddamn BlackBerry Pearl deserves. Because it was I'd be getting a phone call, and I'd try to answer it, and it would freeze. I would throw it at the wall. I'd be like, you fucking piece of shit, and just throw it across the room. Like, I've never been that angry at any piece of technology ever in my life that I can think of. Like, that thing was such a stupid piece of garbage. My God. So bad.
Glad you're over it.
I still have it. But once it's finally dead, then it will finally be over.
Once you put it in the microwave and kill yourself with the explosion, it'll be fine. You
Oh,
die together. That's good.
It'll be like a dial, like a delay thing, or so I'll turn it and like run away. It'll be okay. I'll be fine.
You just blow your house up. That's okay. That's awesome.
It'll be no worse than the 1,000th video. Fucking, or not 1,000. What the fucking? What was the 1,000th one? Where I drank that fucking goddamn Central City fucking Thor's hammer. Goddamn bullshit. That was so bad. Where I blew it up with a firecracker.
Wow.
Yeah, it was Central City Thor's hammer you had.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nick.
They were such weak-willed that you couldn't handle it.
No, that something went wrong with that fucking beer, man.
There wasn't anything wrong with that beer.
It wasn't the beer; it was the dude.
I mean, you know what? After having all these Texans bring out your dads, I sort of realized that beers go bad sometimes.
And again, like, did you watch the video? Did you look at the pour? It looked fucking horrible. It looked nasty.
I don't know. Was it vinegary or something? I remember because I had the same beer and you didn't like it.
It was chunky. There might have been. It was like I've had barley wines. I'm not generally a fan overall, but nothing to that. Like this needs to be just vomited out of me because I hate it so much. Like that was fucking nasty. Something went wrong with that beer. In my mouth's opinion. Again, it could just be me. It's possible.
You need to revisit.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it since, but if I ever do see it, yeah, man, that's a valid point.
I'd try it again.
Do a beer trade with Jordan.
I don't want to.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't. I'm just kidding. Do a beer trade with Dan.
Dan, yeah, that Dan would be a perfect candidate.
Oh, once I've got my collection. It's pretty much done at this point of beers.
Got beer mail to him yet?
No. I'm on EI and I'm fucking broke right now. I'm waiting for my next goddamn check.
Hey, listen, you cannot shame him because I have not sent
old Red Racers when you send him back.
Yeah, no, you can't shame Redbeard because I owe like beer mails to everybody, and it's going on like 2 years now. So,
and like everything I'm sending to Dan, I'm trying to make I want it to be a bunch of really cool, awesome beers that he hasn't tried yet. Like it's hard for me to find those here, kind of thing. But yeah, it should be that one, and Greg's Double Tempest coming back with a couple of random other beers should be next week as well. I get my next EI check is Tuesday, and then actually next Thursday I believe is that Greg, if you're around, that Burlington Beer Show thing that I'm going to be working at with Highlander. If you want to come hang out, potentially.
Maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say, fuck.
It probably wasn't important. Redbeard, don't focus on sending Dan awesome. Just send him stuff he can't get. That way, it makes it easy. Just find a bunch of cans of stuff that he can't get.
That's
cheap,
very true.
Quick, send it.
You know what? That's like I have enough. I have got I think 6 or so beers that are pretty awesome. But he sent me at least 10 or 12, so I could just go to the LCBO and be like, can't get this, can't get this, can't get this, and yeah. You know what?
Don't let Dan shame you by all the great stuff he sent you. Don't feel.
Well, again, not all the stuff he sent me was great.
Well, there you go.
I wasn't trying to shame him.
Dan?
I was trying to one up him and be like, yeah, I'm sending you all the awesome stuff.
Dan, you piece of shit, sending Redbeard shitty beer.
Nothing was shitty.
Send him 12 or not.
Nothing was shitty.
I don't know. I think you kind of hinted towards the shitty side on that thing, statement you made. Dan, do better next time. Redbeard's going to send you back probably way better beer. It's going to be in cans. It's going to be less beer than you sent him because he's sending quality over quantity, and you should feel bad for yourself. Do better next time, Dan.
Holy shit.
I have a planned out though what I'm sending to everybody. I've got 7 people I have to send beers to. I've got and they're all going to be 3 beer mails.
Oh, is Greg okay over there?
He's all right.
He's passing out.
Greg, you okay?
You okay?
Greg,
he just learned that life is meaningless.
Greg upset that he's not going to the sex club tonight.
Why? Nick, why is your camera off? Why?
Because I'd have it turned off.
But why?
Because my
Why you do
channel
it then? Yeah, but you're the host of the channel. You should be hosting the channel.
matters.
Let people see your fucking face.
People
see
need the branding.
Yeah.
People need the branding.
Yeah,
God damn it.
you are the brand, Nick.
But there you go.
Nice.
Well, that is the brand, isn't it?
Fucking guy.
Greg
I feel like
was
I feel
the
like
strut.
I don't know what happened over there. Like he went from like, yeah. Greg, can you still hear us over here, buddy? Hello,
Greg?
Greg.
I don't know if he's drunk or if he's sad. Like, he was like what? He was on his phone or something. Did he learn some bad news all of a sudden?
I don't know. Like he seems. I don't know what's going on. It's freaking me out kind of a little bit.
I got kind of a feeling I want to take this offline for now. Okay, I'm gonna go offline. Maybe we'll do another.
Oh well, Chris Peters killed those women.
Yeah, he totally did. We'll talk to you about later.
Also, a little bit of no, that's not right. That's not right at all.
Yeah.
It's terrible. God damn
On
it.
PN, well, we will be.
Yeah.
Hey! Peace out, everyone.
Hey!
I don't want to end this on a happy note.